GamePod, the ultimate race rig for those serious about sim racing. Puts you in the driver's seat with all the controls at your fingertips. Be number one on the road, in the race, in the game. GamePod, the choice of champions.
Hello and welcome to the third round of the Virtual V8 Supercars 2012 Championship. As you can see, sponsored by GamePod.co.uk, the number one for racing rigs and wheel furniture. I'm joined once again today by Mr. Ivo Simons.
Hello guys, good to be here again.
Hi Ivo, and we're looking forward to a big race today, aren't we, Ivo? As if people can see, is at Adelaide, and this is a tough track, isn't it? And 63 laps is going to be a long, long way.
Yeah, it's a 200k event, so it's very twisty and walls close and everything, so it's going to be a tough one for sure.
Definitely. We saw only two people actually last year finish on the lead lap. Fortunately, those two people were locked together the entire race. It wasn't too boring for the viewers. But this time around, we've got much grippier tyres. We've got sprint tyres this time around rather than control tyres, and that will hopefully contribute to a few more finishes on those lead laps, and also the standard is a little bit higher than last year, isn't it, Ivo?
Yeah, the field has more depth and more talented drivers, and of course more pit stops, so it's going to be fun for sure.
Definitely going to be fun. We're looking for a two-stop race here today. That should be the main strategy. But let's just recap race 2 quickly, Ivo. I mean, it was really the Van Dorn soaking up the pressure show, isn't it? Van Dorn versus Davis, and Van Dorn came out on top.
Yeah, I watched the highlights again, and I still don't know how he did it. So pressure. Even in the highlights film, the pressure was immense, and then the broadcast, of course, was more. But it was a great race.
Absolutely. Van Dorn held off. For those who didn't watch that event or have forgotten, if you've watched it and you forgot, then you must have a memory like a goldfish. But there were 61 laps around Barbagallo, and we know how tough the Barbagallo is. It's easy to make one mistake there. It's such a fast-flowing circuit, and Davis put the pressure on for those 61 laps solid. I mean, it wasn't. I mean, maybe one or two laps where he wasn't within a few car lengths of Van Dorn during that race. It was very, very intense, and Van Dorn just didn't break.
No, he didn't break at all. It's, we said in the beginning of the race, I think it was around lap 10 or something, oh, Toby's going to take it now, but it didn't end up for 60 laps, so...
Yes, it did, exactly. We kept saying it's only a matter of time, didn't we?
Yeah.
It never came, so we'll keep our mouths shut this time around. Unfortunately, our round 2 winner is not here today, it's Stoffel Van Dorn. He's actually, because he races in the Formula Renault Eurocup and in the Formula Renault World Series as well, he's actually at Monaco this weekend, the lucky... insert your own word there. He's actually at Monaco, obviously scouting how to drive in Formula 1 for himself in future, so good luck to him, and I hope he enjoys the race as well. Hopefully he's actually watching here today, because everything will have finished by now. It's actually going to be almost 9 o'clock at night in France, so hopefully he's watching along. So if you are, hello to you, Stoffel, and we'll hopefully see you back for round 4, which will be from Hidden Valley, for those drivers, for those people who don't know, by the way. There's also a big announcement coming up for the TouringProSeries in the next couple of days, next 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 days perhaps. So look out for that on the Facebook page, which is facebook.com/TouringProSeries. Let's quickly look also, Ivo, at the standings after 2 rounds. And they make very interesting standings, don't they? Well, they would make it interesting standings if it hadn't broken. There we go,
there
it's actually working now, right. There we go. There are the standings that are currently in the championship, and it makes very interesting reading, doesn't it?
Yeah, very close, and of course 2 THR guys on the top of it.
Absolutely. I mean, neither of those drivers have ever won a V8 race, and yet they're both leading the championship. In fact, Toby would be leading even by more, wouldn't he? If it wasn't for the fact he was penalised at round 1 for a violation of the pit exit rules. But he's had 2 seconds, and Jesper's had 2 thirds, so very consistent. Yeah,
that's important. I think consistency is also the part. Of course, you can. They didn't win yet. But I think they both win the race this season.
Absolutely, and Strauss just in behind. He won round 1, of course, but had a torrid time really at Bab. He really struggled, especially on his tyres. So we'll look forward to him, how he deals with his tyres this time around. It looks like he's been concentrating very much on race strategy from what I've been seeing, Ivo.
Yeah, I think he knows how important it is to have race strategy, especially on this circuit where you need to have a stable car for the whole race because the walls are so close.
Absolutely. We're going to have to move on quickly here, unfortunately. We could talk all day about the connotations of the championship, couldn't we? But Karser in 4th and Schlemer in 5th. That's an encouraging start for Schlemer this season, because that's much better than he started last season. So look out for him later in the season, especially the middle part of the season last year. If he repeats that again, then he's in with a great shot of winning the championship. Francisco Villar will also be very pleased with his debut on rFactor, never mind in the Virtual V8 Supercars. And as a result, of course, Torborg and Davis's antics, THR Orange are leading the championship, as you can see, with close attendance from 360 Racing, but there's a big gap back to the rest of the teams. This is what happened last year, just 2 teams dominated, and the rest of the teams couldn't really keep up, so hopefully some teams will mount a challenge later in the season. Let's quickly look at the results of the race. Barbagallo, that we described. Of course, there we see Strauss struggling there in 7th behind the previous champion, the guy he took the crown off, De Grief, who finished 6th. De Grief was very pleased with that performance, actually, I think, as well. And also great finish there for Eric Strani and Simon Ripper. And, of course, at Barbagallo, Ivo, we saw that big pile-up at the start from Danny Atterbury.
Yeah, it was a good chat after the race, of course, with on the forums and everything. Yeah, he got a penalty afterwards for avoidable collision or something like that. It was a big one, and I don't think it will happen again. It was so extraordinary that.
It was very strange. Actually,
I've
never seen that before in my life. James Johnson won the Server 1 with Ben Crooks was threatening to win that one but never did, and unfortunately retired halfway through. But James Johnson won with Chris Butcher in second. A great podium for Bruno Sousa Ferreira, who's really shown some surprising pace so far this season. Tommy Aller in 4th, Roy Schroten, who's going to be in Division 1 here. We'll show you during qualifying the new guys in Division 1 for this race. And Van Velsen and Johns also with excellent results, considering Johns disappeared into the grass on the opening lap of that race. So excellent result for him. And Edward Van Velsen is also great results.
Yeah, great guys on the Server 2 also. They're all good drivers. So.
Yes, they are all very good drivers. I would be 30th in that division. Never mind in the first division. But that's just quickly run you through that also as well. Of course, this event is sponsored by GamePod.co.uk, as is the entire series of the Virtual V8 Supercars, and they provide excellent coverage for us and also excellent prizes also as well. Of course, the winner will be winning a £1,200, €1,400 GamePod GT2 racing seat. And you can also get, if you check out the highlight videos, at the end of each highlight video, you can find a special code for all V8 fans, which will get you 10% off all GT2 race seats at GamePod.co.uk. So look out for that. And also, we will again be giving away 25% off to one lucky contestant in the chat here today, one of the spectators. So look out for that, and we'll be announcing the details of that during the race, during a bit of downtime during the race, and hopefully there won't be too much of that, but we'll try and squeeze it in somewhere. And also you can see obviously our social network in there, facebook.com/TouringProSeries, and YouTube and Twitter also as well. Make sure you subscribe to all of those, and therefore you get all of those videos first. We were going to talk about the track, weren't we, Eva? But we've got the professionals in once again. So let's take a look at that. You can stop listening to mine and Evo's voice for a few minutes and enjoy the Australian accent instead.
Seem like one complex. It's actually known as turns 1, 2 and 3, and I've got to say, in Australian motorsport, this is one of those great ballsy little parts of a circuit where you've got to tighten up your belts, and if you want to do a lap time, you've got to have a go here. You've got to use these curves. Anyway, you come down the pit straight into here, back to 4th gear, about 220 kilometres an hour as you approach, and you're still doing about 160 at the slowest part of this corner, and then you shoot out of here. Very important to keep it very smooth, get a nice run up to turn 4. That nice little right-hander, 2nd gear, and that's 85 kilometres an hour in the middle of that corner. But let's come back here and have a look at this chicane. The art to getting through here quickly is using this curb well, and by using it well, I mean putting 4 wheels over it, as we talked about earlier. A, is going to be against the rules, but B, you launch your car and you can damage the suspension in your car doing that. I've seen shock speeds go through the roof. Shock absorbers doing 1.5 meters a second, which will damage them. So you've got to try and get your car positioned so your left-hand wheels are just around here somewhere, and the whole right of the car is up here on the curb and turning at the same time, so you're taking the weight and the strain. So the trick to that is getting off the brakes just before you belt the curb, and a lot of guys do this very badly, I've got to say, but just watch the good guys in the well set up cars. If you enter that turn 1 correctly, they make this flow so nice.
The key to unlocking speed around this racetrack is dealing with these curbs, and they are everywhere around this 3.2 kilometre racetrack. And let's take a step back and think about what these things are supposed to do. The notion here is to discourage drivers from using something other than the racetrack. But of course, the thing is, with modern race engineering, everybody's found ways of being able to get around the problem of the curb. And the reason is, if you can sneak across here, for example, and this basically relates to all the corners around the racetrack, you simply change the radius of the corner and you make the corner faster. I'm standing at turn 7, and this comes at the end of a long string of 90-degree corners that are somewhere between 80 and 90 kilometres an hour, turns 4, 5, 6 and 7. Have a look around. Flanked by concrete, you cannot make a mistake around this racetrack, and in fact this spot has been one of the best passing opportunities, oddly, over the years. The reason is, if you get squeezed into the fence and you're protecting your line coming into 6, it makes you very slow on the exit, and the classic crisscrosses happen here over the years, and you can sneak down the inside. Now, just going back to this point about using the curbs effectively, a couple of extra Ks here may not seem like very much. However, when you can use that curbing on the exit as well, your corner exit speed is up. 2 or 3 Ks here might equate to 5, 6, 7 Ks more on the run down to turn 8, where Mark is now.
So what works coming out of the slow corners in terms of riding curbs and making the cars ride the bumps and accelerate out of there doesn't work at this corner. This is the most daunting corner in Australian motorsport. 245 kilometres an hour with a little break in 6th gear to 215k here at the apex of turn 8. The car basically slides from the entry and you've got to catch it before you make the fence on the left-hand side. The cars then accelerate down to turn 9 at the hairpin to 240k, back to 60k for the best passing spot on the circuit. So you come out of turn 11, one of the most difficult left-handers on the track, which is where we saw Courtney and Lowndes crash a couple of years ago, to accelerate up to 200 kilometres an hour over this fast curve. Now, I've concentrated on the fast sections because this track's got a really diverse look between the slower sections and some really high-speed, good car control pieces. So as you come over this curve, you use it all. This is 5th gear. And then you try to stop the car. You see the black lines on the road, trying to pull it up for the last corner of the hairpin at 65 kilometres an hour. This is a really good part of the track.
Okay, so there you have it from the professionals, and beautiful timing, Ivo, because we're now into qualifying also as well. Your pick, Ivo. We're going to have it before qualifying starts this time.
I go with Toby Davis. I mean, he has the pace, of course, in the first races also, but I never had the feeling he would get pulled there or win there, but I have the feeling for this race, so I go for Toby.
I'm going to go for Strauss, just because Toby's had difficulty in the last 2 events of actually stringing the lap together in qualifying. He's actually come 4th in both, despite the fact that he had easily pace for pole position in both. So I'm hoping he does so. I'm good friends with Toby Davis, as I am with Florian as well, of course, and Danny and Jesper and half of these drivers in this field, but hopefully he pulls it together. But I'm going to go for Florian myself. But we will watch Toby. Let's go on board with... No, let's not go on board with him, because he's doing that. We will warn you now, there may be a couple of flips during qualifying at that first turn, because drivers will push as hard as they can. Of course, their life is not at risk. Neither is their machinery, so they'll just push as hard as they can and try and get away with whatever they can get away with. But during the race, hopefully we don't see too much of that.
And how nice the flip is, you can give rates in the broadcast chat room. So.
And but there's a lot of heated debate about Danny Asprey's obviously actions on the grid, or no reactions, but perhaps on the grid at Barbagallo. But also plenty of talk at this track, of course. We're now using sprints this year, Ivo. And drivers actually complain about too much grip, and that hitting the curbs is actually topping their car over.
I mean, racing drivers, sim racers, they're all the same, of course. There's too much grip. But yeah, people are... I think it was Corey Slater who said that he flipped the car too much. But
yes,
we'll see how he's going to handle that.
Yeah, that's just stay off the curbs. That's the easy answer. There are some very high curbs, and we saw there must be a quick lap from Toby because he's straight line in the line. He's at 17.825. That is quick.
Good benchmark for him.
It is. It's 2 tenths off what he had in practice, and we've seen actually that drivers actually struggled to match their practice time. So yeah. Drivers not like me, they don't go faster all the time in qualifying. But let's look at actually Eric Strani, who is actually on a purple sector, and he's done 2 sectors also as well. What lap time can Strani put out? He can't put out a good lap time here because he must have
something in the last sector. Yeah,
must have ruined that final sector. 1 second off in the end. But this driver is going from strength to strength, don't you think, Ivo? And he's a young driver and up and coming.
Yeah, it's a little bit of Willem Levesque from last season. He is every race he start to race better, getting more pace. So he's becoming better every race. So want to watch for the end of the season, of course.
Yeah, I've been very impressed by this young Swedish driver.
They're getting younger every time.
Yeah, they're getting younger and younger as it seems. And Eric Strani, that excellent fight, almost beat Florian Strauss of Barbagallo, for goodness sake. That's his second race in these cars, so I've been very impressed by Eric. Oh, not impressed by that line, unfortunately. And that's not the sort of line that will get him on the podium in this race. But he's definitely in with a shout for top 5 this time around, perhaps a podium if things go well. But it's all about staying clean at this track, isn't it, Ivo?
Yeah, I gave some tips, of course, to Gregory de Grief and Andreas Loeffler, because they're my teammates. And I said, just keep it out of the wall. That's the most important thing here. Just keep it out of the wall, do good pit stops, and maybe you don't have to pace, but it's going to help you move the grid for sure.
And this guy, 2010 champion, of course, came to 2011 with great hopes of winning this championship. Strani improves with that poor at turn 8. So I think maybe perhaps Toby Davis' first couple of sectors were very poor because everyone seemed to be beating him in those sectors. But Gregory de Grief last year, sorry, getting back on topic, Gregory de Grief last year lasted around about, I think, 13 laps before ploughing into the wall and having to retire on the spot because his car would just not move. He had too many punches on the car. And look at that, inch perfect through turn 8. He does love these cars. He loves his track, doesn't he?
He lost it for sure, and I think he lost turn 8 also. So
yeah, it's a beautiful line there. Very, very tight. Not using very much of the track, actually. That's how much grip he had through there. Let's see what sort of lap time he can do here, because he's only 0.06 of a second down on Toby Davis as he comes towards the final couple of corners. This corner is very technically difficult with the braking.
Yeah, you need to brake in the second in the corner before.
A bit too wide.
There. Yeah.
And it could have been a fast lap. Don't come across the track because it's not as quick as cutting the track, and it's only an 18.4 for Gregory. He does improve, goes back above Torborg and Strani.
But you see
also. Sorry, carry on.
No, you see a lot of guys doing laps, but you see only Toby is in the 17s at the moment.
Strauss on a 19.1 at the moment.
Yeah, so struggling to get a lap in. So.
Not even on a hot lap at the moment. He's still in the pits, and he's got team. That's Toby Davis coming out and deciding that he doesn't want to observe the pit lane speed limits, which is not mandatory. I must stress. So he's not doing anything wrong there. As long as you don't do anything stupid in the pits, anything goes there. As long as it's not a stupid. Oh, there we go. There's a flip, and that was Corey Slade. I think he was doing it on purpose. I think he probably knew he was behind Florian Strauss and that Strauss would be on camera, so he decided to do a flip. Thank you, Corey. Makes it look so professional. Never mind. Jesper Torborg improves to an 18.1. See the rest of the grid. We've still got Corey, still got Slade, Ailey, Schlemo, Lennon, Maszewski, Junt, Dean. Still to set lap times. We've actually lost a driver also as well, who's just left the server. Not sure who that is, but hopefully they get back in as soon as that is. Well, actually, William Levesque. So hopefully he gets back in as soon as he can. I think he did set a lap time, so maybe he's just adjusting some settings.
Because he has good bad memories, of course, at Barbagallo qualification. So
yes, his 2/10 cost him 7 positions on the grid.
Yeah,
and that just set the tone for his race, of course. And then he got involved in the accident with Danny Asbury off the start grid, and then. If anybody will watch the replay on that, the drivers will watch the replay on that. Unfortunately, he actually turned around the wrong way on the grass and ended up hitting the marshal post rather than turning back onto the track and just driving on. So, bit of a rookie error almost there from within the deck. We thought he was over those sort of errors, but clearly not. But no scintillating times at the moment, it seems.
No, that's like I said, people have trouble to get a lap in. I think it may be in traffic or. It's just one of those tracks where you need to do a couple of laps in a row to get a good rhythm.
It's definitely a rhythm track, isn't it? And concentration is the key here. Really got to concentrate. And Toby Davis missed the apex there at turn 5. I think he would have been up on his time if he hadn't missed the apex there, but he's not too far down anyway. So
yeah, he does.
Now we hear him come to turn 8. Try and get. Good shot of this. as he comes through, blatting through that turn 8. We're going to get a great shot of that on the opening lap, aren't we, Ivo, with drivers flying through there.
Flying there, yeah, sure.
And he's level with his time through the second sector. It's his final sector that was amazing, actually, so perhaps he won't be able to improve on that, because everyone else was beating, it seems, early on in the session. Track is now 32 degrees, so I think that's just going off just a little bit. Davis comes down to that final braking zone. It's very, very difficult.
Nice.
Gets it right into the... bit too quick and understeer through there. Managed to gas it up and get the oversteer going, and no! That final sector was very, very good for him, so none of us were able to improve. Jesper Torborg starting a lap. Who's out on track? Carster's starting a lap. Or coming out of the pit, sorry, should I say. Probably too slowly for that. Asbury is out on track. Let's see what he can do. Qualified 5th at Barbagallo. He's confident he could have got a pole position perhaps at Barbagallo or Melbourne, so he's got plenty of potential. Actually hitting the wall on the approach to turn 8 there.
Didn't use all of the track on the outside.
Did not know. Just about got that car stopped. It's a very signature driving style from Danny Asbury. I don't know if you noticed it, but he's very squirrely under braking.
Yeah, it looks like every time you see him, you think, oh, he's gonna lock up the rears there. But every time he manages to pull it off. So.
Reminds me of Lauritsen almost in the BMW in the ATCC. Yeah. And Ripper goes 4th, by the way, so a great effort from him.
I think there's a good left from Danny. Yeah.
And he improves to 4th. So Asbury goes 4th. Ripper in 5th. De Grief in 6th. DR in 7th. The big news though is that Florian Strauss is still 13th. And not even a hot lap right now. He's going to start one pretty soon. His teammates in 14th. So 360 Racing are struggling. Last year's champions, and somehow Francisco Villar is 0.176 faster than Toby Davis in that first sector. That's the fastest first sector we've seen, I'm pretty sure. Using all of the track that he can. The Portuguese runner-up in ATCC Season 3. That was William Levesque coming back into the server, if I'm not mistaken. It was indeed William Levesque coming back into the server. Yeah, the cut-off is here. He's 0.183 down, but still on for a decent lap. He can go second if he matches Toby Davis' final sector time. What can the Portuguese do? Multiple race winner in the Touring Pro Series.
He's getting better and better in rFactor, so...
Absolutely.
Oh,
actually back in Portugal now. Shamo 5th, so that's an excellent result for him. But we'll try and get... See, not even the top 16 now, isn't... Florian Strauss. Peter Davilar's only 13th. Villar goes 5th, so he knocks Schlemo down to 6th. So it's very, very close. He's behind Toby Davis, but Toby Davis is in a league of his own at the moment. It seems like to me. Jesper Torborg has gone faster than Toby in that second sector. Looking out for Florian Strauss perhaps moving up the leaderboard. He's down in 17th at the moment. Very unfamiliar territory for the 2011 champion. Jesper's pushing hard, isn't he?
I think it's going to be a good lap. 17 high, maybe.
A decent lap.
No.
I still can't get into the 8. Driver's on track there. What's going on there? That was Florian Strauss goes 3rd. There you go. Okay. Florian Strauss goes 3rd. So there we go. There's his banker lap. Now he's going to go for it, I think.
Corey Slade to 5th.
Oh, so if it was 4th a second ago, now he's 9th.
Yeah, people are getting in the groove now. So.
He's only 2 tenths off second as well. So he's on the 5th row as opposed to the 1st row with just 2 tenths difference. So Corey Slade, great effort from him. 5th place. Loves these street tracks. Asbury 6th, 7th is Villar. 8th now is Schlemo. He was a second ago, he was 5th. 9th place is Ripper. 10th place is Gregory. He was 3rd earlier in this session. Around about 8 minutes ago, I think. 11th is Eric Strani. 12th is Tom Ailey. He'll be looking to improve also. 13th is Chris Butcher. He was 8th just a few moments ago also. 14th, Jeffrey Ruskas. 15th, Adrian Hulme. Here he's coming out of the pits. 16th place is Peter Davilar. He's already 7 tenths down in that first sector. Unless he's made a big mistake in that first sector and he feels like he can improve in the second sector, he's not going to improve at all. Those kind of sectors. And no, he goes back to the pits. So he's on a 19.0. That's the top 16 within 1.2 seconds of Toby Davis. 17th place is Gary Lenn at the moment. In fact, he's 18th because Loeffler, your teammate, just snuck into 17th.
Using slipstream like that.
In behind Bracalo, I think. Bracalo's 21st. Yeah. 18th is Gary Lenn. 19th place is his good friend James Johnson. But a few team changes actually between Barbagallo and Adelaide. A few skin changes and a few new drivers, so we'll run you through those during warm-up, I think. 20th place is Ika Roden at the moment. William Levesque goes 10th, so William has managed to set lap time now. I was wrong when I said he managed to set lap time before, but he's gone into top 10 with his first effort, so he'll be pleased with that. Nice banker lap. Just
yeah, it's going to be relieved.
Ahead of De Grief.
He's going to be relieved, of course. It's always nice to there's some kind of banker lap in, so...
Absolutely. It's actually very, very close, very competitive, actually. They've only got 2 drivers outside the 19s at the moment.
Yeah.
25th is Mate Orban, 26th is Matejewski, 27th is Mark Dean, the Kiwi, 28th is Davy Junts, 29th is Bruno Ferreira, and 30th at the moment is Roy Schroden. In fact, Bruno Ferreira and Roy Schroden have a bit of a battle there at the back end of this grid. And you might feel like, oh, they're 30th, they're not very good, but these guys, top 5 material in Division 2, you know, against people like Felix and Mura and Crooks and Johnson and drivers like that, so they are not mugs at all. They might seem like they're at the back end of the field, but they're really not. They're actually halfway down the field, because we've got 60 drivers, remember. So that's it's a misleading quote for those drivers.
Yeah.
So Toby Davis is still the only driver in the 17s.
Oh, he blocks Rijvelaar.
And David Low's on the outlap as well. They're
both outlap
as well, yeah. So they're both following each other. I think David's going to try and follow Toby Davis and copy a couple of his lines.
You see how difficult the pit exit is also. It comes right on the racing line.
Absolutely, and we're looking out for that during the race.
Yeah, it's also difficult.
And then just go straight on to give his friend Toby Davis a good run. And Simon Ripper second.
Oh.
Simon Ripper to second. Great.
Very nice. Strauss second.
Strauss second. It's
going fast now.
No, Toby Davis is under threat. He's just 45 thousandths of a second ahead of Strauss now. And
people are still struggling to hit their personal best, you see.
Tolborg into the 17th, so it's all coming together. The track is now 34 degrees, it's very hot indeed.
Schlemo moves up to 8.
Schlemo to 8 as well, so... Oh, and Corey Slade. Oh, it's not sideways through there, it's just a bit of lag as we move towards him. 8th place is Schlemo, there he is. But he's just less than 4 tenths away from the pole position. David Hunt moves up to 15th. Levesque is now in 11th as a result of Tom Ailey moving up into 10th. Is Levesque out on track? He is. Let's follow him. The Clio Euro Series champion, the winner at the pre-season event at Calder Park. 4th place at Melbourne. Had a mare of a race at Barbagallo. Had poor qualifying. Did well to fight back and get a decent position at Barbagallo. But he's finding they're going harder in these than he was in the Clios, that's for sure.
Totally different cars, yeah.
Absolutely. So. You could say that's down to the competition, but then again, there was Strauss and Davis and Tolborg in that series as well, so he couldn't. It's a bit. There we go. There's the Slade. There's the Slade trick.
We showed that one also.
It's Gregor De Grief in 12th position. He's actually on a hot lap, and he's stuck right in behind Peter Karsa. Not the worst guy to be stuck in behind. I don't think
it can be worse. He's running wide there.
Right over the edge of the...
but still, if you still are behind a fast guy, but it's still difficult to follow someone.
Yeah, absolutely.
You just brake a little bit earlier.
Loeffler goes into 16th. Greg was way up the field at one point. Now he's back to 12th, so he'll be looking just to gain a couple of tenths. If he gains... Slade up to second. We've missed that. Slade up to second, and he's a purple in the next lap he's doing as well. Oh no, now he's moved back. He's actually gone back to the pits. But look at that. There are less than half a hundredth. Oh. Sorry, that's half a hundredth, right? No, less than 500. Sorry, for the say between Toby Davis.
So there's a blink your eye again.
And Strauss. Blink of an eye. Don't start that again. Got in trouble for that. We've got 4 drivers in the 17.8s. 4 drivers in 17.8s, and that's around a 2-mile circuit. And Ripper is going... Ripper was second a minute ago. Now he's fifth, the poor bloke. He's on the 3rd row rather than the front row. All he has to do is find 2 tenths, and he's on the front row again. He finds 2 tenths and another 1,000th, and he goes to pole. What can Ripper do? He is purple. After that, he's pushing hard. Get the car slowed down. Get a nice exit. People are gassing their cars up through that. Keep to the left-hand side. If you miss it by
extra meters.
1,000th.
Yeah.
You see, that could have been second. I couldn't
1
be
2
second
meters.
That extra half a metre, perhaps.
Always search for the
nerve technique at Montreal. And Davis has improved though. Look, Davis had improved by 0.003 of a second.
That's not much.
Davis improves. It's not much, but it's enough at the moment. Just 2 minutes to go. VR is going faster again. There he is. And Ripper's gone faster again. Sector 2 again. They're ripping through these laps. Oh, that was a bit of a pun. No, he's gone back to the pits now.
No, not big.
Sorry about
they're
that
not
pun.
big margins, of course.
They're not big margins at all. If VR improves by 0.2 of a second, he goes 6th rather than 9th. So, improves by just 1.5 of a second, he goes 6th. And he's not far off Toby Davis. Keep this together, it could be. Up in the top 5, he's been demoted to 10th because Tom Ailey's gone up into 9th. Incredibly close. Much closer than I thought it would be.
Davila is still struggling.
I think VR has backed off because he's made a big mistake. Davila is nowhere. 22nd, Peter Davila. Yeah. 20 seconds. He's flipped as well. Good timing, Peter. Good timing. We'll move to somebody else, shall we? Ross McGregor, 23rd at the moment. He's about to start his final effort of the day. Who else is out on track, Ivo? Is it pretty much the whole field? Somebody else coming out.
I think almost everybody is.
Who was that coming out of the pits? No need to come out of the pits right now because you're a bit late, son.
Isn't going to do another lap in, of course.
Maybe it's a Matty or Ban. Perhaps he's just testing out something.
Oh, who left the game there? It was in 10th.
Who was in 10th? That was VR in 10th. So he's left the game. Maybe he thinks he can't improve. He can rejoin, of course. So hopefully he gets a chance to rejoin in warm-up and he gets his 10th position back again. But Toby Davis, keep an eye on the pole position fight at the moment. Toby Davis has matched his first sector once again. He likes doing that. Second place is Corey Slade. Will he finish his lap to get another one done? I don't think he will. He won't finish this out lap.
No.
17 seconds, no chance. Strauss is back in the pit, so my prediction's wrong. Ivo's winning the predictions at the moment. Ripper's still in 4th. Ripper has started his final laps. He's going to be the final driver to start a lap, I think. He's made a mistake at turn 4. It's been costly. Far too much understeer. Too much speed entering. And he's 2/4 of a second down as a result, and that's just far too much, unfortunately. Unless he pulls out some kind of manic sector from somewhere, and there he's trying really hard to do so, and it's not going to happen. So, Strauss in the pits. Schlemo's out on track. Carser, 17.946 in 6th place. He's improved 0.2, but he's not improved his position at all. 7th place is Danny Asbury. He's been disappointed with that, considering the pace that perhaps he promised.
Yes,
per second. And Davis has got improved also.
He's so
They've both
fast
improved.
They're just waiting for the last moment here.
Wait for the last moment. 6.17. Who else is out on track, Ivo? Can you see?
There was with the last guys.
Or is they trying to flip the car over and over? Just for broadcast?
No, Strauss not on lap, sorry.
Strauss not on lap. Levesque is on a lap. He's 6/10 down. Which means if he matches Toby Davis's final sector, he may improve to 9th. It's going to be a tough ask. De Grief is out on track also as well, sliding around the final corner.
He's pushing too much, I think. No.
Not going to be any improvement at all, unfortunately. And I think it's just Levesque left. He comes across the line. Does he improve? No. Stays in 10th. Got a new rigger force, new setup, and it's pretty difficult for him. That was actually Gary Lennon crossing the line there. Did he improve? No, he's still 23rd, so...
That was everybody, I think.
There we go, Gary Lennon, that's it, I think. Nobody else out on track. Nobody else out on track, that's it. Francisco Villar was in 10th, so hopefully he gets back in the server for warm-up. Hopefully he gets that sorted out before anything happens.
I expected people to go faster, really. I expected maybe low 17 for the pole time, but knows how difficult it is to get a groove here on this track.
Absolutely, of course the traffic's well, Ivo.
Yeah, of course.
And the track on when you this is a very funny circuit. I don't know if you feel this, Ivo, but feels like a very long circuit driving it because it's so technical, so twisty. Yeah. But it's only at 1 minute 17. It's actually a really short lap.
Really short laps to compare to most other laps. Of course, not Barbagallo, but
yeah,
it looks like a long street track where you get used to it. But it's quite a short track indeed.
It's over quite quickly in the end, really. But it is a big workout, and the drivers will be doing That turn 8, 63 times. Turn 1, 63 times. So I'm sure they're looking forward to that. Not.
But the problem is you can't really relax because you have of course one straight, but then you have turn 8. But you need all your focus. You need all your focus for that turn, and then you have a little straight after it. But then you need to brake quite fast already for the hairpin. So
then you got
not really a
and you have a little straight.
Really relaxing track.
You have a little straight at the end of the lap as well, of course. And unfortunately, that means that you go to turn 1, so you don't get to relax there either.
Yeah, you need all you know. The problem is you have, of course, the long straights, but after the long straights, there always comes a difficult corner. So
yes,
no moment to relax, especially turn 1.
Especially turn 1. And we'll run you through the grid right after this.
GamePod, the ultimate race rig for those serious about sim racing. Puts you in the driver's seat with all the controls at your fingertips. Be number 1 on the road, in the race, in the game. GamePod, the choice of champions.
And here is the grid for you. Toby Davis is on pole position, as you can see. Congratulations to him. That's his first pole in the Virtual V8 Supercars. And of course, the first pole of the season for him as a result. Second place, Jesper Torborg, so close to his second pole in Virtual V8 Supercars. Third place, Corey Slater, we're very happy with that. With Ripper right behind him on the grid also as well. Florian Strauss managed to dig himself out of the hole there and get into 4th. But he'll be slightly disappointed with that, considering how much pace he can show. Again, Petter Karsa right there, not quite got the ultimate pace, but Petter Karsa again just being there. Ivo.
Yeah, he's there always. So.
Always there. Almost came second in the final race, and the second race, of course, an amazing finish. 7th place, Danny Asbury. Hi Keith. We'll get to you quickly in a second. Keith is joining us on his iPhone, the posh kit. And 7th place is Danny Asbury. 8th place is Tobias Schlemer. 9th place is Tom Ailey. 10th place is William Levesque. And you actually see, for those keen observers, you'll see a few different names here in the team's list. 11th place is Greg DeGree. 12th place, Eric Strani. 13th, Chris Butcher. 14th, David Junt. 15th, Loeffler. Alongside him is Jeffrey Ruskinson, 16th. 17th on the 9th row is Johnson, alongside Matazewski. 19th is Hall. 20th, there is Ike Ruding. 21st is Ross Moran. 22nd is Peter Davilar. 23rd, Gareth, 24th, Riccardo. 25th, Orban. 26th, Mark Dean. 27th, Nicky DeFrey. 28th, Bruno Sousa Ferreira. Came out on top in that Titanic battle with Roy Schroten, and took that position away from him. Roy Schroten on the back of the grid. Also, Francisco Villar had some difficulties getting back into the server, unfortunately. But nice of you to join us, Keith. Have you been following along at all? Or you just dropped in for a chat? And now he's not even talking. What's he like?
Oh, no, I'm here.
Oh, there he is there.
I just wanted to wish you guys good luck with the broadcast and best of luck to all the drivers today. Glad we got the whole sorted out. I'll be trying to watch it when I can here in the pits at the track, so best of luck to everybody.
Thank you, Keith.
Thank you.
And Keith has a karting event today, so good luck to you, Keith, with your team.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
And we're going to go into the race pretty shortly, Ivo, in 4 minutes' time. But we're going to run through. Actually, get rid of this first of all. There we go. And we're going to run through some of the team changes, if I can just remember them off the top of my head.
Probably involving THR, so.
They do involve THR. And we'll quickly go through them in a second. We're just trying to help Francisco Villar actually get into the server. If you could help him, Ivo, just at the top of the TeamSpeak channel, Pedro VR is under. If you could have a quick chat to him, he's going to enjoy timed out. So.
Yep.
Okay. And Eric Strani decided to flip it in warm up as well. Thank you for that, Eric. So we'll try and run through some of these for you. Chris Butcher is part of the DHR crew, and they've got a slight skin change. As you can see, Chris Butcher's is just the same. There's the helmet on the side, red helmet, but the other drivers had a lion on the side, and we'll try and find one of the drivers for you. There's Toby Davis, there he is. Now he has the helmet on the side also as well, as does the THR blue team. So Jesper Torborg also has those. You can tell Jesper Torborg and Toby Davis apart because they have slightly different wing mirrors and front air dams. Slightly yellow, as you can see. There's the difference for you. Same with Butcher and Levesque. Also, another team change involving THR is, find James Johnson. Well, here's James Johnson. There you go. Recognise that livery? That's because it's the THR livery. And the RPM drivers have now become a THR Precision Motorsports. That's James Johnson and Peter Develar. Develar, of course, driving Precision Motorsports, and James Johnson driving for THR now. So that's an update for you in that camp. We've also got a few new drivers in here for this race. Mark Dean is back after racing at Melbourne. Nicky Defray, of course, was in the round 2 event. Bruno Ferreira, he's now joined this gangs, should I say. And there is Bruno Salsa Ferreira's car. And Roy Schroten also as well has joined this server, and there is his car. You can see it through the nice plexiglass there. And that's pretty much bringing you up to date on the new drivers for this event. And did you manage to get it sorted at all, Ivo?
Yeah, he gets a joint time out the whole time. But I gave some tips and hope it works. But
I hope it works. Got 2 minutes to do so. That's strange. It's strange getting that because he was in the server okay before.
Yeah, so I said reset router and trying to join the whole time. And
hopefully he gets it sorted because there's 2 minutes to go. I don't want poor Francisco to miss out on a technical fault, of course. He's quite well placed in the championship, also 6th place. So
he's doing good. So
he's doing good. So who's going to win the race then, Ivo?
If I say Paul Davis, I need to say, of course, he's going to win the race.
But you see, will Toby keep it out of the walls and the tyres?
Yeah, he's changed, we know, but yeah, he could follow Stoffel the whole time, keep pressuring him. He had, of course, small mistakes, like everybody did last race, but I think he can do it.
Okay, so pit stops are going to be crucial here as well, aren't they, Ivo? Because it's a very tricky. Let's try and find somebody who's actually out on track around that area. Petty Castle will be soon, so we'll show you, hopefully, if he gets around that area. It's a very tricky pit entry as well.
Yeah, you come from the right-hander, and then you need to switch it back to more to the right, and then, of course, you can't go over the AstroTurf a little, so you get a penalty for that. So it's really difficult with all tyres to get it into the pit lane, and the pit lane is very tight also. Because
it's difficult enough to get the car stopped for this corner, never mind to get the car stopped for the pit lane also. And there is the pit lane, you see it's much further up than the actual hairpin, and it's difficult, especially with 1.5 ton cars.
Like we saw with F1 in the early days, people like to hit the barrier there in the entry.
David Coulthard being one of those who unfortunately hit that server. And a few drivers practicing their starts there, it seems to me. Strani's practicing his starts, and Carter also as well. Carter lining up about 6th on the grid and testing his start out. So 40 seconds away from the race here. Hopefully Francisco can get back in the server. Very strange problem he's getting because everything's set up okay, and of course he's been in the server for the last 2 or 3 hours. So to put him all that work in and be denied at the last second is very unfortunate. Sometimes that's sim racing for you. And also, we talked about the pit exit. Let's try and get on board with Matty O'Brien, see if he's going to leave the pits. Please leave the pits. Matty? Yes, here we go. And we've got Junto also there. It looks like Junto may leaving the pits as well. But this is the pit lane. Doesn't seem too bad right now. Then you rejoin, immediately. Was that VR rejoining? I hope it was.
Some people...
It was, yes.
Okay,
VR rejoining. Thank goodness for that. Hopefully he can get his concentration right also as well.
Yeah.
We miss actually Orban leaving the pits there, but it blends right back into, a maximum speed zone, doesn't it? And a braking zone.
Yeah, but I think people know Paul Ricard, the circuit. It's the same there, but it's really difficult, of course, because people will like to take that line because they need to manage to position themselves for the first corner.
Absolutely.
Also, if you came across somebody out of the pits, you need to catch your speed very fast because the guys on the straight are going way faster, of course.
Absolutely. So it's a hazardous zone. So now it's crunch time. I'm going to go for Jesper Torborg to win this race. Toby? Ivo?
I'm going to win it now. Davis. I go for Davis.
I'm going to go with Torborg. Of course, no points for pole position or for fastest lap or for leading a lap. It's all about where you finish in the race, and finishing on this particular race will be quite tricky. So hopefully everybody got out of the pits here. Is anybody in the pits? Let's quickly check for you. Anybody in the pits at all? No, it looks like we've got a full grid away from the grid, so everyone managed to get out of the pits in time, including Francisco Villa, who would have been very flustered. Hopefully he can calm himself over this formation lap.
Lucky he has a formation lap, of course.
Yeah, I was just thinking that as well. He's got that to just calm his nerves. You know what it's like when last minute things hit you. They can be quite disturbing to your concentration, can't they?
Yeah, but some people would have chosen to just start from the pit lane after that, but I think his qualification position was too good for that.
Absolutely. So he has lined up 10, so there you go. That's promoting Lebec and Darif and all that rest of the drivers back down the field. So we're now getting ready around this lap. What do you reckon at turn 1, Ivo? Give me a detailed,
I think
incisive.
People are going to be civilized, but I think someone will cut the corner.
Somebody will cut the corner. Okay.
Yeah, just to be safe there.
It's turn 4 is actually the big worry, because everyone kind of concentrates on turn 1 and goes, oh yeah, and everyone gets on with it, and then it's actually turn 4 where everyone concentrates together and we end up with a few spinners. And
people need to watch out, of course, for turn 8.
Yep, turn 8 of course as well, and they have special rules at turn 8 as well also, which we'll cover a bit later on. Of course, people have to be alongside at a certain point. And just time some reminders to the drivers here and wishing them good luck for the race.
Keep an eye on Danny Asbury.
Let's not go there, shall we not? We got a bit of bad press over that, unfortunately, with their drivers reversing on the grid. And I'm going towards the final corner. Here we are. Drivers are just getting ready come down into here. Hopefully drivers just reminded them of the concertina effect as they come down into this hairpin, because everyone slows right up, of course, to get in line. In fact, I think that was Gregory. No, it's actually Andres Loeffler being very sensible there, getting right to the inside of that turn so nobody could hit him. He actually almost hit Levesque as a Butcher as a result. But he's got himself sorted out eventually. Drivers now going into their grid slots. Always makes you tense, this does. So, let's watch from the front of the grid.
Good positions by Toby.
There is the grid ahead of you. That's the best shot we can really show, to be honest, because it shows a bit further back. So we'll try and watch from Davis's rear view, actually, if we can. Looking back over the game pod wing, see what kind of start he gets. The drivers are now lining up. Let's try and look at the lights also at the same time. Hopefully no one's reversing on the grid this time as they wait for the lights. Always a very tense time, not only for me and Eva, but also, of course, for the drivers. I always get nervous at this point.
It's an rFactor tip. If the lights don't go on, just stay there. Don't do nothing.
Do nothing. Here we go. Lights are now on. And lights are off and away from the grid they go. And Torborg with a great start. Look at that. He's really worked his starts because we've been criticising him over the past.
Toby goes to the move.
Toby goes down to the inside. And goes through almost as Torborg was far too kind there. Torborg lets him go through. I wouldn't have been doing that.
He didn't cut, right?
Has Torborg jumped the start, perhaps? I wonder if that's why he's letting his teammate go. It was just such a great start, but I don't think so. It didn't look like a jump start to me.
It was a good launch.
It was a great launch. And as the field comes streaming through, I love this shot as they come out of turn 7 and up the straight. There we go, so disappearing, and we'll see them disappearing in lag also as well. I apologise for that, that's actually a rubbish shot now. Sorry about that. Let's go back to the action.
And here is the
field coming through. Oh, and I've broken it again. Keep doing that in opening laps, never mind. We go to turn 9. Sorry about that, guys.
Looks quite civilized, the first lap and corner.
It has been very... out of shape there, Ripper. So, who's been the gainer off that start? Florian Strauss is up to second, so he's gained, definitely. And he's right behind Toby Davis.
Let's see the Taubos in the pit. I don't think so.
With the stop and go though, and the lack of safety cars, of course, I wait until the last moment because that's the biggest gap you can possibly get. Who's anybody in trouble at the back? Roy Schroeten's at the back, so it seems like everyone's pretty much in there.
Brzezinski dropped a bit, but
yeah, he was about 20th position off the start, wasn't he? So he's back 9 places. Let's check the winners and losers for you. That's the right button. There we are. And it's biggest loser has been, and Esby's gone down quite a few positions. biggest loser has been... Oh, I can't even get back past 24th position for some reason. Never mind. The biggest gainer of the front lot has been Florian Strauss, who's overtaken Corey Slade and Jesper Torborg in that opening exchange. Tobias Schlemo has gained a position, so has Tom Ailey. So it's been very civilised, not much going on really. I think VR has gained one position, even though it says he has not gained any. So let's go back to now the action. And there's the timing screens for you. And already Toby Davies has a 1.3 second lead over Florian Strauss. Open up a big gap.
And important to see if Strauss can follow the pace of Toby.
It would be very interesting to see actually, because Strauss had difficulty with his tyres at last event, locking up there also as well. That won't be helping.
He's lucky, of course, there's a two-stopper now, so less kilometers in a stint.
Yeah, it's kind of in a perverse kind of way. These races are actually easier than the races, the 150km races, because you actually do shorter stints, don't we, Ivo? Yeah,
of course, for short stints it's two-stopper, so instead of 75 kilometers for one stop in a 150 kilometers event, of course now 66 kilometers, yep. So less laps. So some people like that for sure.
So Florian Strauss is now 2.1 seconds behind Toby Davis, and Toby Davis is just checking out. Absolutely checking out. 2.1 seconds after 2 laps.
Typical Toby, yeah. Typical Toby, of course. So if he's on front, he can run away.
Absolutely, and he's an excellent hot lapper. And it's a phrase that has bad connotations really in the sim racing world. But he is an excellent hot lapper, and that means he can just lap by himself.
Yeah. Just get in the zone and he's doing his laps.
Of course, Florian did that at Melbourne.
Yeah,
that was a great drive. So
because it's always more different than racing in the back than of course alone in the front. So it's always
absolutely. So this battle at the front is calmed down for now. Let's keep an eye on it, of course. Let's try and find some close action for you. We've got Ailey on the back of Tobias Schlemo. Toby Davis' fastest lap, as you can see, unsurprisingly. And Ailey's giving it back of Schlemo a tap. And had to get out of the throttle. It's given VR a run down towards the first corner. Looking back at VR. Into that first corner. Oh, go to the corners as much as possible. The tyres are actually non-collidable. There's actually mounds underneath them to simulate how a tyre bundle actually works. Because you can hit a tyre bundle in real life, of course, and it not affect your car. You can just clip your car to one side. But if you hit it too hard, of course, then you go up in the air, and that's pretty much how it works. In here also as well. We've got Matizewski into the pits. I'm not sure what for. Oh, Roy Schroten into the pits also.
A little contact there.
And Schroten's out. Schroten's out. Just quit.
Oh.
Into the pits and quit. Matizewski's in the pits also. Not quite sure what happened to him. Doesn't look like he's got any much damage on his car. But VR closing very, very close at turn 9. He fancies to go at Tom Ailey.
Of course, the hairpin is the biggest opportunity to pass.
Oh, look at these two again, Ivo. De Grief and Butcher. Not much love lost between these two. And look for fireworks between these two if they come together at any point during the race. Drani is leading Levesque. Levesque's lost 4 positions off the start. 3 positions, sorry, should I say, because he qualified 11th now that VR came back in. And Loeffler and Johnson.
Strong.
There we go. There goes Holm. That's Holm in the barrier. There he is. Bursting around. That's very skillful. Bursting around the corner, trying to find a way to. Oh, it's going to be tricky. Going ball with him. This is the view he's got, and he waits for everyone to go past. Very sensibly indeed.
He didn't move right on the racing line again. So
that was a great recovery actually from Adrian Holm. But another poor start to his race after Barbagallo.
Yeah, that shows how difficult Roman is.
Absolutely.
It can take you out, especially with 63 laps, of course.
To put 3 seconds in the gap now from Strauss to Davis on lap 5. So the gap is not growing especially much. Oh, Danny Asbury has been passed by De Grief. Try and find that on the replay if he can. Fast forward, trying to get rid of the lag and trying. There we are. Into turn 9. Look. Asbury had defended De Grief to the inside, and quite a bit of contact there actually. So De Grief got past Asbury now. So De Grief has Asbury between himself and Butcher. VR's again attacking Tom Ailey. Down towards turn 1. Ailey just managed to get the overlap and get the ideal line. Oh, he's gone deep. Let's give VR the run down to turn 4. No, it won't.
You will see that a lot, of course. People have a run at turn 1, but then don't make a move, but just...
Yeah, it's very single file there, isn't it? You have to be fully alongside, really.
You know, wait for turn 4, of course, to make a move.
And Asbury's under huge pressure here from drivers all around him, in fact.
And Gregory's moving.
Butcher's got a great run off there. No, I just couldn't quite get it perfect. He can't. Oh, he's got a bit good slipstream though. Will he be able to pull up far enough alongside? Is it far enough alongside? It's close. And neither wanted to yield. That was great driving, actually. Fantastic driving for both of those drivers. Go through there, side by side.
Oh, he goes to deep.
Oh, it's hit the back of Butcher also. Obviously, it's likely to pass at turn 8. And Asbury's getting under pressure from left, right, and centre. Now Strani's coming in for a bite at the cherry. Levesque also. Loeffler's hanging around as well. This battle's almost bookended by TBR cars at the moment, but Asbury's under pressure. He's in trouble, Ivo. Who's going on the grass there? Someone's gone on the grass very much. Big time there. Lots of dust.
So James Johnson? No, I don't know.
Somebody ahead of this group.
And you see De Grief's pulling away from Asbury and now Butcher also. So
yeah, Asbury's struggling big time. They're going to steer into that first turn. Strani couldn't take advantage. He made a mistake also. So a tap from the back, looking menacing. Not quite. Now Johnson's catching up this group also. Johnson last year was competing for podiums in the middle part of the year. Started the year very poorly, but this year he started even worse than last year, in fact. And he's managed to get back into the groove slowly but surely. So look out for him further into the season also. Let's quickly check back with the leaders. There is the lead of Toby Davis, 1.9 seconds. So Strauss is pegging him. Torborg is pegging Strauss. Slade's not letting either of them get out of his view. Ripper's either saving tyres, not quite got the pace. VR's got past Tom Ailey. That's in turn 9. Let's quickly fast forward to that again. Here we are. Going to be a big dive, in fact. Actually came from quite a way back. Squeezing down the inside. Good pass. Great pass.
Oh, almost flipped it there.
That's a great pass, though, even. Very strong, very purposeful.
Yeah, of
knew
course
he could get it done.
And you see it also in the real life series. People just setting him up for turn 8 and then just committed through the hairpin just to overtake.
Absolutely. And Strauss has pain since we last looked at the gap, actually, in fact, and De Grief goes straight through the gravel at turn 1.
He has some damage, De Grief, I think, on the right side.
On the, It's on this side, that's the other side, isn't it? Oh, he's got damage on both sides, perhaps. bit of banging on the opening, that's much worse on the right hand side, it seems like to me. And Asbury's still holding off Levesque. Levesque has got past Strani, so that's given Asbury a bit of breathing room. But now Levesque will be charging up behind him pretty soon, I'm sure. Schleimer was very close to Akasa a couple of laps ago, but the gap was widened. Either Schleimer made a mistake or went for a pass and it didn't come off. Either way, not been able to catch up Akasa and make a pass again.
Johnson got Loeffler.
Johnson's passed Loeffler. There we are. There's the proof. Was it a turn 8? It wasn't a turn 8. It was way before that, so we won't be able to see it, unfortunately. We'll go back to live action now. So a new TBR driver passes a very old TBR driver. Not old as in age, old as in he's been in TBR for a very long time.
Oh, goes in the grass. Oh, no!
Contact!
Yeah, I saw it happening. Just he hit the grass.
Johnson off. I'm not sure if that was Loeffler's fault entirely, because Johnson was definitely out of shape on the grass and sliding. Yeah, but
Loeffler also, I believe. I think he clipped the grass a little bit.
Let's watch that on the replay, shall we? Let's go back to the replay. We'll have to actually go forward to get back to Mr. Loeffler's car. There we are. On the ball with him.
I think they both hit the grass a little bit.
And it was Loeffler going wide and Johnson going inside, so I'm not quite sure what happened there. It might... That's obviously be investigated after the race, but whatever the cause, Johnson has now lost himself some 7 positions as a result of that, and Loeffler is now right at the back of Asbury. He's been passed by both Strani and Levesque, and Asbury just lets it go.
Something happened there.
As we just let him go, it seems. There's lots of smoke off his tyres. He's got a puncture. No, can't have a puncture. We've gone that quickly otherwise. Oh!
Yeah,
He's got some serious damage to that car, I think. Some suspension, perhaps.
Must be suspension. It looks like he was on the braking.
Let's see what he was doing here. What was he doing here? He just swerved up way. It looked like a very violent swerve, perhaps, but maybe just making it obvious. Maybe his engine overheating, perhaps, because that was a bit of smoke there. But he's dropping like a stone. Qualified in the top 10. Well inside the top. Oh, Loeffler has hit the wall hard. Look at that. Loeffler has hit the wall very hard out of turn 14. Oh, let's watch that on the replay. This will look great on the replay. Not from Loeffler's point of view, but from our point of view it will. Let's watch from the tyre cam. Comes out of here, gets out of shape on the curb. Bang, bang.
Yeah, just like I said. That's the most important thing at Adelaide. Just keep it out of the wall.
It sounds obvious, doesn't it? But it's very much the case. That's going to compromise his entire race. I wonder if he can still make it on 2 stops, perhaps. I thought he'll be hoping he can, or perhaps pushing on until he can.
Depends.
He'll be losing hand over fist.
Yeah, he has an understeer car now, for sure.
Yeah, must watch out for turn 8 here. Let's look out for this. Will he push hard into here? No, he won't, because that's put off Russell's as well, which means McGregor's right in behind, and Yunt, and Develar. Develar's gone past Yunt and braking down the outside. Watch that, and down the outside of McGregor he tries as well, not quite going to do it. And Develar tucks back in. He's past Yunt though. Develar in 18th. Just shows level of competition at the moment, because Develar is a fantastic driver. A former TPS champion. And of course he's not able to do quite as much practice for these events as he would like to. Oh, hello boys. His
practice time was okay. His pre-practice time, so...
Yeah. Oh, Develar wide in the final turn. Loeffler battling, really shouldn't be battling too much. Because he's got a very damaged car indeed.
Sensible here, guys. Here.
Grief is up to 10th. Oh, this is hectic stuff. I would not like to be in this battle, would you? And Yunt's got past Develar again. So it's all happening. There's Levesque. Levesque dropped him back in behind this group. So something happened to Levesque. You can watch it on the replay. He's way behind everyone. He's gone off at... Look, there he is. He's gone off at the final turn. We won't be able to see it very much, but he's gone off at the final turn, look. So, perhaps contact?
I think it was just on his own.
Perhaps on his own, because I don't think there's many people around him at the time. Anyway, back to live. This is back in live action. And watch the drivers go through.
Strauss is really gaining now on Toby Davis.
Let's quickly look at that then. Let's leave this battle for now with McGregor. Let's watch that. Watch that. Loeffler shouldn't be defending. He should just be driving his own race. He's just holding up too many guys. He's going to get taken out of this race through an accident or through a driver getting frustrated. And I think Loeffler's just trying to get to maybe lap 15 to make sure he can make it in 2 stops. Because of course it's much better to hang out.
It goes again on the grass.
On the inside. That's it. That's what's going to happen. People just shove past him because they're just sick of him being in the way of a damaged car. Back in the pits. Yeah. Wow, that's very early. He must have some kind of problem.
Can he make it on 2 stops then, if he now pits?
I really don't know.
You can make that one.
I think you can make about 25 laps on a stint, so it's very close. Lap 11 he's pitting on, so it's got 63. It's going to be close. But if Loeffler can get to lap 15, I think he'll be okay. So it's obviously better to go around the track and lose a couple of seconds a lap rather than pit and lose a whole 40 seconds.
Sure, yeah.
Go back to the front of the field. Check out the battle.
Now.
Half a second. 0.7 it is. Tolbo's dropped off the back of Strauss.
Yeah,
Strauss is coming. It's not Toby Davis going slow or Tolbo going slow. It's Strauss going quickly.
And the gap to Davis and Tarbok is almost the same indeed. So
yeah,
it's indeed Strauss.
Francisco Villa is challenging Tobias Schlemo. These drivers are driving very professionally indeed. This is not what we saw at the event in 2011. We actually saw pretty much everyone crashing out. It was a very boring race indeed. Nobody on the lead lap. Thankfully, there's a bit of drama at the end of that. But this time around, we've got plenty of interest for us. And less than a second is the gap. And I think Strauss will be very, very happy indeed, actually, just to be sat there in behind. Not too much of his car.
I think
just keep an Englishman in back.
This is a happy view for him, of course. He knows that. Of course, maybe his ego got a little bit of a bump after Barbagallo. Just he made a mistake and it didn't go as planned, of course. But it's good. It's always nice to see if you can gain on the P1.
Absolutely, and of course Strauss was incredibly close to actually getting pole position.
Yeah.
At Barbagallo. In fact, there was only about 2 minutes to go, and when 2 drivers passed him, he was third. So for his performance in the race was really quite poor, actually. I mean, he was in 4th place and not making any threats at all. They made that mistake and he destroyed his tyres at the end of both stints. The grief passed him at the end of both stints. So it looks like he's learnt from that.
It's like you said. If you said he had more focus on the race setup, and he's in a very good position now.
Absolutely. Looking back down that wonderful straight, just to get the plug-in, by the way, it's actually myself and Flo who retextured this track and brought it up to date towards 2011. Thank you to PyCat for his cameras, by the way, and they are excellent also as well. Very, very, very TV-like, and we do enjoy TV-like cameras.
As close as in real life, of course.
Yes, it's close as we can get in real life, of course. It's not. You can't get perfect, but they do get great shots around this circuit. We love the cameras here. Tobo's gaining on Davis. Strauss is losing time to Davis, so it's kind of a Strauss versus THR with XSG kind of lurking in behind. Looks like Ripper's gaining on Slade. This is what happened at Melbourne. Slade lost lots of time, should I say, in the final few laps of each stint.
Slade's going to be happy with this. Of course, he missed the second route. It was good about that. But he need to miss that. So it's nice for him to see that he is still on the pace as he was on Melbourne.
Absolutely. Ripper in 5th. Carter in 6th. Under pressure from Schlemo. VR's dropped way back off Schlemo. He's got big damage, look. He's hit something hard.
Gregory's gaining now on him, so...
Absolutely. And where's... Tom Haley was in behind, so maybe Tom Haley's... Tom Haley, look at the damage on Tom Haley's car! So I wonder if VR's made a mistake and Tom Haley collected him, because VR was right behind Schlemo, and Haley was not far behind.
Oh, Strade pushes him. Oh, okay.
Strade didn't realise he coming into the pits.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's very difficult because he needs. Oh, he could.
Caught the edge of the pit. That's how tight he was going.
It's like you said, of course. The second to last turn, he needs to brake already.
Asbury again in trouble. Sorry to interrupt, Ivo. Asbury again in trouble. He's been passed by several drivers there, and passed by Yunda also. Just letting people go, it seems. He's really struggling. There's a titanic battle up here. McGregor and Yunt and Ruskus and all those drivers. Back to live action now. So there's Loeffler still going around. Maybe needs to pit in this lap really, because he definitely can do that.
Yeah,
so
but he...
Ailey into the pit. Oh, who's that spinning?
Davelaar.
That's Ruding. Davelaar in 16th. There's Dave. Oh, he's all by himself, Davelaar now. Yeah. He's lost the back of that battle. Johnson's dropped back in behind Lennon also, because Lennon was way behind him. Loeffler's dropped back, of course, because of all the damage that he's got. Salsa Ferrero will be very pleased being in 20th, having started 29th on the grid. He's made great strides as a driver in the past kind of almost 2 or 3 months, Ivo. You've raced against him before, right?
Yeah, a couple of times for sure. Most of the time, the usual suspects you come around in the community.
Absolutely, he's a great guy also. Matizevsky out of the race, by the way, suspension damage. He's going to struggle to be in Division 1 for the second race. We've seen plenty of damage on the front of these cars now. Levesque is a whole lap down. Is he a lap down? Not quite a lap down, I don't think, actually. There is Ailey. Still got huge damage on the front of it. Oh! Who is that? Levesque! Is that not...
Black? No. It was Butcher, I think.
Must be Butcher. Where is Butcher? Sorry to be pain go through all the cars.
Yeah, Butcher.
Butcher's huge damage. Here is Butcher coming down towards turn 4. Oh, and there we go. On his corner wall.
Yeah.
And it's ripped the front of his car off. Oh, Chris, look at the damage. He's got him beached also almost. Struggling to get out. Oh! And more cars coming through. He's losing more and more time. Disaster for the DHR driver. Oh, his car's leaning to the left as well. Look at that. The suspension is absolutely...
it's a puncture, for sure, yeah.
Puncture for sure. Suspension damage.
He hit the barrier really hard with the left side, so...
Yeah, clipped it in a very vulnerable area.
Oh, Slade is in the pits.
Slade is in the pits, so Slade pitting early. Right about that 21 is the pit window, really. If he's looking for the undercut, perhaps, let's try and get back to the front future. Oh, Davis and Strauss. This is close. This is very close. In fact, Davis, Strauss and Torborg is very close. And Ripper has been right about 7 seconds off this group for the past 10 laps or so. So maybe he'll make a charge in the final 4 laps.
It's a little bit like Melbourne, where Davy struggles a little bit at the end of the stint with his tires, and Torborg catches also.
We've got VR and De Grief having a battle also as well, but we'll stick with this. Davis, Strauss and Torborg. It's difficult for Strauss because he's right in between 2 teammates who will be working together, making sure they don't compromise each other. And Strauss just looking, Torborg just looking. nothing.
He does it on purpose, of course, because then Strauss is going to look in his rearview mirror instead of Toby Davis.
Absolutely. And Jesper's not stupid. All 3 of these drivers have driven before together in the World Touring Masters. Not really together on track very much in the World Touring Masters. Driven together on track in the Clio Euro Series, but not very much on track in the Clio Euro Series either. So this is pretty much the first time they've all been nose to tail like this in a race, and it is literally nose to tail.
Third foreign is going to be it's too far, I think. Depends on the exit here.
And Strauss a bit understeer into there, and Davis has gained some time. Strauss out of shape through turn 3. Car wobbling on its suspension.
It's so difficult to follow somebody in turn 1 because you really want to see.
You can't see much at the best of times, right?
Yeah. There he goes. He's going to make a move.
No. That's sensible though, because there's still 45 laps to go, and there's no point forcing the issue. If the opportunity arises, take it. But if not, don't force the issue. Sensible driving. Ripper into the pit stall. Ripper has made a mistake. Ripper's made a mistake. Can we get that on replay? He's made a mistake at turn 1, I think, because he's got out of shape, and Carter's now caught him and passed him. There was a 2-second gap between those before. And Carter held it around the outside.
Strauss
to the lead.
Oh, he got it almost.
That's here we are.
The switch.
He's in the lead. There he goes through. Shoving his way through. My piece of road, he says, 3 laps towards the end of the stint, and the drivers are getting out of shape because those tyres are very much second hand. Down towards the final turn. Strauss is ahead. Let's watch it on the replay if we can. See him set up the move. We want to see on the outside at turn 9.
Great move.
Right about now. Both got out of shape. Davis not on the curb and Strauss on the curb. Look at that, sideways there. Look at how sideways Davis was going into this, but look at that. Trying to control the car. Full opposite lock. There's Torborg in behind him thinking, that's a bit juicy.
I back off a bit.
And then Strauss leads. And the gap is 1.1 seconds already. Look at that.
I won't be surprised if Davis is going to pit now.
Davis has to let Torborg through. Torborg's done the same for him in previous races. Torborg has to go through. It's going to happen. There we go. That's teamwork. Yeah. It's not teamwork. It's going to pull back in. Not going to happen. Davis needs to let Torborg through because Torborg's got the speed and Davis hasn't. It's got the tyre wear.
Yeah. Somebody's in team boss.
Yes, but needs to make
now he lets it.
There we go. He's out of shape. He should have done that half a lap earlier. That's given Strauss a big lead. 1.8 seconds. Cannot afford to give Strauss a 1.8 second lead. That was half a lap too late. Look how shaky he is. Pushing too hard. He's pushed too hard. You know what it is, Evo? Those opening 2 laps.
Oh no, he's going. No, he's not pitting.
Doesn't want to pit just yet, I don't think, because he'll be in trouble otherwise. I think he'll pit this time around. But I think there's those opening 2 laps, perhaps. Evo, those opening 3 laps where you pulled out a 2-second gap. Yeah. That's pushed a bit too hard. But I would not like to be in that car right now, either as a driver or a passenger. I wouldn't like to be one of his tyres either. Poor things. Carter is in 4th, 5th is Schlemo, 6th is Ripper, so he's lost even more time. We've got VR, De Grief and Strana. Not Strana, in fact, it's just Ailey who's lapped down and he's driving Ailey. A monster in the back of De Grief's car. I'm sure De Grief appreciates that. But they're coming up towards the pit stops, so that will release Ailey to perhaps unlap himself and perhaps get on with his race. Tom was 1.8 seconds down from Strauss still. So this is the problem. He's got, got the pace to stay with Strauss, and Davis should let him go at much. Look how much Davis has dropped back. 1.3 seconds down the gap is Torborg to Strauss. 4.2 seconds gap from Strauss to Davis. It's a big huge gap.
He can't see Strauss anymore.
He can't. Look, not in the shot anymore. And this is this is the cliff, isn't it, Ivo? You said about this in the first race.
It's like you said, you pushing in the first 2 laps. What the? No,
Torborg's not been in. Of course, it's lap 21 when is the normal time to come in. Davis is in. There we go.
There he is. Okay.
Has to be in this time around. Look in the inside to gain himself.
Loeffler is in also.
Loeffler's in again. Oh well.
No, not again.
Again or?
No, it's the
first time. Gave himself plenty of time to do that, didn't he?
Hope he
just a bit earlier.
I think they just did the damage, not the suspension damage or something. But
they probably needed the whole car sorting out, to be honest, because it looked a bit of a wreck. Ripper's in 4th now. So 6 seconds behind Carson. He's ruined his tyres also. Look at that car!
Oh, come on, guys.
Look at that car! Great car control there. Not great the fact that he's ruined his tyres, but it's great that he's managed to hang on to that car.
Loeffler 45 seconds pit stop.
Yeah.
Slemo 12. So.
Slemo's come out of the pits in 12th. Right behind Gary Lennon. So Gary Lennon is doing his toll for once and pitting on lap 21. As I've told him off for that, he races for TPS Sim Racing, and I'm team boss of that. He kept pitting at weird times in the
so you can shout at
you
can shout at him.
Yeah, so he got a bit of abuse thrown at him during that event. He's had a very solid race, in fact, and of course right in the middle of the pit stop, so it's difficult to gauge exactly where he is. Slemo and Rip VR are about the same distance apart as they were before. VR's not been able to gain that time that he had before, but Torborg and Strauss are in. So leaders are in. Oh, look how close that is.
Oh.
Look how close that is.
Way
Strauss had a 1.8 second lead.
Way by the entry, probably.
Thankfully, it could have been a blunder by Toby Davis, perhaps, by holding up his teammate for just that extra half lap, but it hasn't worked out that way because they're right together on the track. Cars are in also. Here he comes.
Oh, there goes
Torborg.
Come on.
Strauss is dropping. He's going to go.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, wait. Oh,
he got him. Yeah, but he's...
There's room side by side here, isn't there? There's room. And Torborg goes before Strauss as well. Look at that great start. Jump. And through goes Slade. Slade leads.
Oh, no, he
leads. Oh, and Strauss goes round the outside, hits the tyres, hits Torborg. Torborg survives. Oh, how did they survive that? Unbelievable stuff.
Oh my God.
Davis, as a result. Here comes Davis. He's got warm tyres, of course. I won't go and do a replay of that, but I'll just leave it for a few seconds because Davis got warm tyres and he'll gain a hand over fist on these guys. And Slade leads. That shows the undercut, doesn't it?
How got Torborg the jump on Strauss? Because Strauss was a little bit in front of him at the exit.
Yeah. Hopefully Torborg didn't gas it up a bit too early. Strauss was very brave around the outside of turn 1. Unfortunately, it didn't work.
But here comes Slade, but I think Slade was too early with his pit stop.
Yeah, which is going for glory. I think going for leading the race. Of course, if he's leading the race, he can dictate exactly how fast he can go. So these drivers are very, very close together indeed. Let's quickly watch the replay of that. Let's go back towards the start of this lap and the action that we saw. It's great action. And go on board with Jesper Torborg. Let's try and go on board the other side. There we are. That's how close they are. They're actually through each other in the camera. Here we go. So you're trundling down the pits. You want it to beat him out. No!
It's only 40 kilometers, of course. And the cars have a big acceleration. I think Strauss was just a little bit too late.
Oh, Slade flying past. And there we go. And Strauss actually cut back to the other side, look. Watch it from Strauss's point of view. He actually backs out of it, cuts to the side and tries to dive down the inside, look. And of course, it doesn't work. He just dives down a bit too much, clips the tyres a bit too... Oh, up on those wheels. Oh,
so
and it's Torborg.
So lucky there.
So back to live action. Slade leads by 2.3 seconds from Torborg, Strauss, Davis. Carser is quite a way back from this group. 12.8 seconds back, in fact. Quite a big gap. Carser and Slemo very, very close now. VR, some 3 seconds back of those. De Grief was very close to VR before the pit stops, now 5 seconds behind. Ripper is back in 8th after those pit stops. So that has not worked out for him at all. McGregor's up to 11th after the pit stops. That's a great game for him. Let's quickly look at the starting positions of these, because Slade's getting 2 at the moment. VR, just ignore VR's stat there. I'm not sure why it's even showing anything. But McGregor's gained 10 positions so far in this race. So that's a great game for him. And Lennon's gained 7. Not been a good race so far for this man, William Levesque.
Yeah, he's struggling. He's struggling a little bit.
Dave Lars had a great pit stop, up to 13th, look. Some drivers had weird pit stops here, I think. Perhaps not repairing the damage, perhaps because South Ferrero's up 11 positions, DeFrey up 8 as well. Asbury's down 11. Qualified in 9th, is down in 20th. Hounding Nicky DeFrey at the moment. Ailey's back in 21st, of course, he had that must have come together with VR.
Butcher again in the pits, so...
Again in the pits.
Not so.
It's a ruined his day completely. And here is now, is that Bracalo?
Bracalo, yeah.
And Grief. Where is the Grief? Is the Grief
I think Bracalo is lap behind.
Yeah, must be lap down. Must be in 25th position. Let's quickly go to the actual stats and you can see that. There's Bracalo in 25th position, so another poor race for the Touring Motorsport drivers who've really been struggling this season, trying to string these results together. The top 15 in qualifying, unable to produce that kind of form in the race. And look at Loveless car! Oh, looks like a snub-nosed crocodile.
They gave him just some damage front wing.
Oh, it's just hit the wall hard again. And in fact, the guy behind him is David Jones, who's in 18th, but he's a lap ahead of him almost. Chris Butcher is also 2 laps down, and Matizevski and Schroeder are out of this race. At the front of the field, still it's Slade who leads. Torborg, 0.8 of a second behind Slade. My prediction for Torborg to win the race is coming good, because he's got better tyre wear than all of these guys, it seems, and now is ahead of them. So he's going to have better tyre wear and be ahead of them, so pull away rather than gain in the final few laps, perhaps.
Yeah, but Toby is just following now. Where he is in the first laps he just pushed hard.
Yeah.
Maybe he's just learned from the first stint.
Maybe we'll make a couple of track bar adjustments just to improve that tyre wear as well.
Yeah.
And Dean's getting well out of the way. I'm not sure where he's going to go here. He's going to lose lots of time actually getting out of the way of all this group. And swings back in behind. Great back marker work there from. Oh, who's that spinning in the middle of the straight? That's Defray. He's rolled it. Look at the roof on Defray's car. Let's go forward to Defray. Where is he? There he is. Look at his roof. He's hit that very hard.
Where did he roll it then?
He must have rolled it at turn 8. Can we see it on replay? We can see him recovering.
I think he's just gone. Hit the wall.
I see it. Oh, a shame. But he's rolled it somewhere, of course. Got the roof on that. And he's gained lots of position this race. And into the pits, he comes crawling into the pits. He must have quite a bit of damage. But back to the front of the field. And it's Slade who leads only just from Torborg. He's really a joker in the pack at the moment. Corey Slade interfering with these drivers' strategies. If he can stay ahead of them or just hold them up, can allow perhaps Carter to gain, perhaps Schlemo to gain, or maybe just get this group in a muddle. And Torborg was under pressure there from Strauss. Strauss looking menacing in behind. Oh, Davis again out of shape with that Virtual V8 Supercar he's driving.
He has good pace now for sure. Slade, but I think it will drop very soon.
The gap up to the top. He pitted 4 laps ahead, didn't he? 4 laps ahead of stint.
Yeah.
Maybe he's doing an extra couple of laps in each stint for the rest of the race. But whatever it is, it's not working. Well, it's working because he has actually gained time overall. I think because he was at 7 or 8 seconds behind, I think, before his pit stop. So he has gained time, and he's able to get ahead of hold them up. So it's just working to his advantage. Torborg squeezing, but Slade is sensible. He just get the power out of the corner and drive down towards the first corner. Yes, he does.
He got a good drive, Slade. Still.
He did. That's how you race, though, isn't it, Ivo? Some guys down your inside, you don't chop them off, because then you end up with contact off the racetrack. Yeah. What you do is just give them a little bit of room, and you still get plenty of speed off the corner, still able to hold the position, and nobody is damaged.
Yeah, just used because you get early on the throttle, so use that.
We've actually got a bit of damage there on the side. Oh, wrong way to zoom in. There we go. Going back into the trees. There is. Look at the damage on the side of Torborg's car. That's from Strauss hitting him earlier. So it wasn't a light hit. It was a bit of a bend there in the Holden bodywork.
He has a run now?
No, not quite.
But I think everybody is going to end up with some damage here at the end of the race. So
I think Strauss has hit. Oh,
and there he comes. What a big dive!
There he goes. And he's through. Yep, he's through. Oh, away.
No, he's not.
Oh, he's not through.
No.
What a great cutback from Slade. Oh, that was a good timing on the camera. Slade cuts back through past Torborg.
He just went too deep. We saw that. It just was a bit too much, I think.
Good attempt. But again, great racing from Slade. Let Torborg have the inside.
There he comes again.
No.
Maybe that's his tactic from Slade. Of course, he knows. Okay, I'm gonna pit earlier, but I'm good at defending. So.
Yeah, absolutely. It's working. It really is. It's a great strategy at the moment. It really is. They might be all over him. He might not have the speed that they have, the older tyres, and perhaps not quite the raw speed they have, but he's definitely gained him time. Otherwise, Strauss down the inside of Torborg, and he's through. Strauss is second. Davis down the inside of Torborg. Is Torborg going to take? Is Torborg going to give way? I wouldn't do. No,
the race for position now, and they have the same pace. So
this is
some friendly game now.
Not friendly game at all, is it? And it's getting halfway through this race almost, and drivers are getting a bit tetchy. This is a great battle at the front of the field. Can Strauss now try his luck on the back of Slade? There is Strauss through turn 8. They just have to put a couple of good corners here together and keep the pressure off.
Yeah, the Slade just needs to focus on just a couple of corners. Of course, turn 1, turn 4, and on the hairpin. Those are the main overtaking spots. So he needs to look at the positions the whole time. So where can they overtake me for sure? So I need to go defensive more there.
That's the thing, wasn't it? Is Strauss a more aggressive overtaker than Torborg? I would say probably he is.
Yeah. The more aggressive is Toby, but yeah, he's back. So
absolutely, just a bit back there. It's actually lost some big ground over that last lap. And there's Ruding off the track. Well, he gets there, no he won't. He's come back on and managed to get through the corner before they got there. That moment of panic you have when Strauss
there we go.
Turn 4 again. Contact.
He touches him. No.
Right in front of Torborg. Contact. Davis is through. Torborg has damage. Not big damage. He managed to just about avoid it, anticipate it. Slade has slid back to 4th. Sorry, Ivo.
I think it was just a bit too much oversteer. Of course, there was contact, but I think just hit the throttle a little bit hard.
Let's go on board with Strauss. Down the inside he comes. It's a long way back, actually, in fact.
That's a scary dive.
Bit of a slide onto the brakes, bit of contact. And there is Slade going sideways. Right in front of Jesper Torborg. Oh, look at that beautiful shot. Torborg hits him, not as hard as he perhaps could have done.
And Toby says, thank you.
Through.
Coming through.
Squeezes through. It looks like it from Toby's point of view, actually. Let's have a look at this. Toby goes into the corner. He sees what's happening ahead of him. Goes straight across. Dodge. Great driving, because you could hardly see anything for the smoke.
It's like racing drivers always says. If a car spins in front of you, always follow the rear of the spinning car.
Yeah. You did a great job there. And Carson and Slamo have gained 3 seconds on this group as a result. They were... Davis, too fast! Into turn 1. Has to cut through the gravel and almost hits the wall and exit also as well. Slade is 2.5 seconds back now. The next pit stop is lap 42, so I don't think it's going to work out for him in the end, this strategy, because he's got another 10 laps perhaps on his stint.
Yeah.
And he's bound to lose more than 5 seconds over that time, so it's going to be nip and tuck whether his strategy has actually worked.
But if you don't win if you try, so...
You don't win if you try?
Yeah, if you try, if you don't gamble.
You don't win.
Oh, who's that?
That's...
It's Loeffler.
It's Loeffler. It looks like Loeffler's front end of his car. It must be, because...
Yeah, but he's smoking also.
Oh, and Ruding into the wall as well. Drivers just need to respect the track a bit more halfway through this race. Keep your concentration up. Get a clean run and you'll get a great result. Look at McGregor and Davila. They qualified way back. In 11th and 12th right now. Levesque's dropped another position. And that's to Davila. The drivers at the front, top 10 drivers are doing a very good job of being smooth around this racetrack.
Yeah, but it looks like Kaza and Slamo are gaining a little bit.
They were, yes, because of that, because of Slade holding up the train.
Yeah.
They were 11 and 12 seconds back. Now they're 8 and 9, so some 3 seconds gained for those drivers, as I was mentioning. And VR's in 7th. He's actually not gaining on Slamo. I think Carlson perhaps has made a mistake on that lap because he's 9.9 seconds behind now. And Slamo's right behind him.
Yeah, or it is Strauss pushing now, of course, now more. Slade is gone.
That's true. But Slamo, last year's runner-up. Won 3 races last year, of course.
Again, consistent for him. Of course, yes. You don't see him. You don't see him that much, of course, but still running 6th and.
Absolutely. Before he wants to win this championship, he needs to step up. Another couple of gears, perhaps.
He needs, but he also needs to keep his consistency, of course. But he also needs to push a little bit more to get on the podium a couple of times to really have a shot at the championship.
Absolutely. And it's difficult to win a race this year. Never mind win the championship. And difficult to get in the top 10, as people have shown. Peter Davalard qualifying back in 22nd. And everyone knows what a quality driver he is. Here's De Grief and Ripper. These two had a good battle at Barbagallo as well, I remember. So these two are fighting each other throughout the season once again. And Ripper's sideways on the grass.
Oh, no, there.
Oh, don't do there. Oh,
position, really.
Thank goodness Greg got out of that one.
Now people get used to each other, of course, because there are a lot of new names in the series. But of course, you find the people who have the same pace. So we're in the third event now. So you get used to the guys who you're racing with all the time.
Absolutely, and Grief is getting used to Ripper, no doubt about that. I don't think he's liking getting used to the back of his car though, because he wants to get past it. He wants to show him the game pod on the back of his car, not the other way around. Diveways from De Grief. Here's Strani now. He's some 10 seconds back of that, so he's quite lonely. McGregor's lonely as well. Dave Alars also lonely. And Levesque has Le Fleur 4. Levesque is in terrible trouble, it seems to me.
Yeah, but still 13. It's not that bad.
No, but not where. He was 4th at Melbourne, of course, remember. And
with what happened this race.
Absolutely. And Ruskus is gaining hand over fist on Levesque now. That's his Johnson, that's his Lennon. Johnson's got back ahead of Lennon.
Good battle here.
16th. Butcher's there as well, but they don't think he's in this battle. No, he's not. That'll be frustrating him because Johnson, Lennon, and Butcher are all very feisty rivals on track. Very good friends as well, of course. They all get on together. But unfortunately, Butcher's not able to race them at the moment. It must be frustrating him no end to be stuck in behind his battle and just observing rather than taking part. And Ruskus senses Levesque is in trouble and goes down the inside. Nice pass. Levesque senses is in trouble himself and goes really wide and loses 3 positions. Lennon gives him the hip and shoulder just to make sure that I am having that position, Mr. William.
Oh, there we go.
Levesque, almost straight off. Of course, he pitted on lap 15, didn't he? Very early.
Yeah, very early. Yeah.
Lap 12 he pitted. So, of course, his tyres at the end of the stint. 20 laps he's done now. 21 laps almost. So... Oh, you can tell.
It shows, yeah.
It's not going well. He needs to... Oh, this is not going well for him at all. Not quite sure why he pitted in the first place on lap 15. Perhaps we'll find out after the race. Here's Yunt very lonely, Ferreira very lonely, Asbury very lonely indeed. He'll be very disappointed with that. Ailey very lonely again. He's again found trouble in this race. Found trouble at Melbourne, into the wall with Kevin Brents. Found trouble off the line with his teammate reversing into him. And finding trouble here now with Defray going through, who was lapped down. Oh! And there's the leaders coming through, and they almost cleaned up Tom Ailey. In fact, the former satellite team, it was now ATR Nocturne, but it was THR Nocturne, just been lapped by the 2 THR orange cars. And Torborg's right in behind Davis as well, who was obviously bought by Ailey at that particular turn.
Oh, Slater's in the pits now.
Played into the pits, so...
Yeah.
You have to do 27... You can't do 27 laps. You're going to have 29 laps on... You can't do that. You just cannot do that. It's not feasible.
Yeah, it needs to be especially a little session dash on the end, but yeah.
Yep. You can't do 29 laps on this tank of fuel. I think you can do 25 maximum.
Oh, yeah, I don't know what maybe he has a strategy, but I don't think it's working. But or you need a short shift of staying 6th gear everywhere. But
staying 6th gear everywhere, yeah. Stay in 1st gear. And go around at 20 miles an hour.
Is it the limiter?
There's 4.1% fuel being used by most people here at this particular event, so it's 24 laps that would last you. Of course, if you short shift it, you might get to 25 laps, but not 29. Not a hope in hell, unfortunately, for Corey Slade. So, I'm not quite sure what he's thinking is behind that strategy. Just stayed out if he stayed out another 4 laps, he would have been fine, and his tyres wouldn't have been terrible. Anyway, Tom Davis is 2 seconds behind Florian Strauss now, so it's a role reversal from that first stint. Sorry, go on, Ivo.
Yeah, but it's just every run in the pit lane is just one too much.
Yes.
Of course, we saw it at Barbagallo also, where a 2-stopper barely worked. I think it was for Simon Ripper, the only person where it worked. But
he didn't gain anything. He just kind of ended up where he was in the first place. And
yeah. Just with the 40 kilometer speed limit.
It wouldn't matter if the pit speed limit was 40 kilometres if the cars only went past at 40 kilometres an hour. But they don't, do they?
Yeah.
The
there we go.
Oh, dearie me, Corey Slade. actually got away with it, I think.
Oh.
Minus the front end, or minus the puncture as well. Perhaps? No. Got away with that. Managed to land quite. This was a nice little pirouette. 10.5 for Corey Slade.
Now he has a reason to go pit again, maybe.
Deary me. That's the thing is, he can't even pit yet. He can't pit yet and still not pit.
Yeah.
So that's the trouble. He was too fast.
You just did it, so.
Davis is dropped behind Torborg.
Yep, just.
And it was 6 tenths in the last sector point.
He just got
Maybe
him.
Torborg told him to let me go. Let me go. I've still got my tyres in check. And Davis has said, all right. They both lost lots of time, actually. So maybe Davis has made a mistake.
I don't think he said it like that, but.
Get out of my way!
Yeah, get out of my way.
Get out of my way. And Carlson's in 4th now because, of course, Slade has dropped back. Slade will be struggling to get a top 10 position now as a result of course, that damage he's got. He's in 12th position. He has to make another pit stop. And he's got that damage, and he won't be able to gain any time as a result of that either. So it's really not gone well at all for the Australian.
And Dijvelaar's moving up the grid. Now, Sade's pitting. Sade's pitting now.
He is pitting again. How can... just wait. Well, it's 27 laps to go. Just wait 3 laps. It's better than... Unless he's got a butcher now.
It was drivable, the car, so...
Unless he made a mistake perhaps around the circuit, and that's just ruined his afternoon. He's made 2 extra pit stops too many, and that's... You can't afford to give away half a second, never mind a full pit stop in this particular company. De Griever's got past Ripper, by the way, just for those who are watching that battle. Apologies for missing that.
Yeah, he had better base. Showed already. Pulling away now also. So. And Dijvelaar is liking this one, so he's moving up the grid nicely. 11th position.
Absolutely, and Torborg is gaining on Strauss. Just by...
Oh, that well!
Oh, well avoided, De Grieve. I think it was maybe Butcher, number 4. Butcher, number 4? Go forward to him. Well, there's Butcher as well. No, it was Levesque then.
Levesque then, yeah.
Number 44, could only catch the 4. Down the inside,
Lennon.
on Johnson and Lennon. Old sparring partners. And now Lennon's going to get stuck behind Butcher as a result. And I think much Lennon can complain about that, because there wasn't really room for a V8 supercar. Is that Loeffler lurking? Or is Loeffler too far behind? Loeffler's actually behind Butcher. Yeah. In fact, he's a lap behind Butcher, so that's a disaster of a race for Andreas Loeffler. Not been a great start to the season for him. Of course, penalised quite heavily at the first event for 2 pit lane violations, unfortunately. And then, of course, got taken out by Mr. McGregor at the final turn. Lost 5 positions. Didn't lose a whole lot of time, but lost in the 5 positions at the time. Yeah. So it's not a good start to the season for Andreas.
But he needs to look at the bigger picture. I think he's 18th in the standings, and he had some decent races the first 2 races. Of course, this one's not really good also, but finishing is most important always. Just getting some points.
Absolutely.
And of course, the next race.
Get points all the way down in server. And Loeffler, just because at one point the main difference between you starting in Division 1 and starting in less than that. And Torborg now has gained another second on Strauss. This is a very interesting battle. There's another 4 laps to go until they pit.
It looks like they've reversed it a little bit. I saved the tires for the later part of the stint.
Davis is
pushing in the beginning.
Yeah. Davis is struggling.
Oh yeah, he's losing now. Yeah.
5.3 seconds behind. Carlson's 13 seconds behind, so he's lost 5 seconds since Strauss got past Slade. And he's very... These two were close at Barbagallo as well, Carlson and Schlemo. So again, we're finding drivers just stuck together pretty much the entire season. VR is trying his hardest just to catch up to Schlemo and VR. He's just been 3 seconds, 2.5 seconds behind the entire time. Tantalisingly in sight, as you can see. There's VR just in the background. Let's see it from VR's point of view. And there's the 2 drivers ahead of him. He just can't quite get to them. It's frustrating as a driver, isn't it?
Yeah, but every time he will look at the same corner and see if he sees more of the car now. And
the gap is 1.6. He's gained another 0.7 of a second. Torborg is coming. Absolutely flying. If Torborg hadn't been bought by Slade, perhaps, and got past Slade perhaps as quickly as he could have done, and Strauss wasn't able. Of course, Slade was completely well within his rights to balk because he was leading the race, but balk was the best word I could think of. But Tolborg could have pulled away and could have had a 5-second lead by this point.
He wants that first win.
He does.
I think so. Strauss again, I want it.
Yeah, it was Strauss's best last season at both Sydney and Surfers Paradise. I mean, Jesper Tolborg drove superbly last year at Surfers Paradise in the 2011 season at round 10. And the only problem was, Florian Strauss was in that race. And Jesper Tolborg ended up coming second. It was a distant second, but he drove superbly. I mean, him and Strauss were absolutely mothering the field, doing what they're doing here, but in an even greater way. The gap is just 0.9 of a second, and there's still another 3 laps left of this stint.
He's really gaining now.
Absolutely. And Strauss knows he's in trouble. But then, of course, at Sydney, Strauss made the pit stop error, got a drive-through. Tolborg was pretty much gift-wrapped the win. Of course, 3 laps to go. Hits the wall extremely hard, rips the front end off his car, finishes in 4th. That was also the race where Adrian Hulme threw it away 2 laps in a row, and eventually on the final lap, where Strauss nipped through at the chicane. It was an amazing finish of that race. We've got some amazing racing in the Virtual V8 Supercars, we really do. And this is another intense race, isn't it, Ivo?
It's really difficult. It's just little mistake and you're gone on this track also. So
yeah.
I mean, Strauss can make a little mistake, and the Tolborg is just true. And you saw it with Corey Slade. You said one mistake in turn 1, and you're upside down, and the race can be over. So
that's what we've seen throughout the season, though, isn't it? As well, Ivo. One small mistake, and bang, you've lost the position. There's nothing you can, and or one small mistake, and bang, you don't see the driver you were chasing, for the rest of the race.
You see him in the paddock.
Yeah, and that's it. You just cannot afford small mistakes.
Yeah, that's a good motivation.
That's a
good motivation also. Yeah, it's a good motivation also of course. It gives you more alert if you can make mistakes and everything, and you're still at the front. Yeah, you start to really take more risk, but
of course you've got plenty of drivers in this event who are used to just winning races, and not just winning races, but dominating other series, other championships. And look at people like Jeffrey Ruskus, is almost a household name in endurance racing in rFactor. Got people like Peter Davalai wins in the FSR World Series, and of course racing well here today, but not able to keep up just because he hasn't got the time to put the effort in, not because he's not talented enough, because he hasn't got the time to be able to keep up with these guys. And it's not just about talent, is it? It's about putting in the effort.
Of course, the effort. It depends, of course. If you look at Davies, who did, I think, almost 300 laps. Of course, that shows at the end on the race day.
Absolutely, and it shows the fact that he's 9.8 seconds behind Strauss and Tolborg now. Unfortunately, it's really beginning to hurt on these. And Carter is only 5 seconds behind him now. Well, 4 seconds behind him now as a result. But I'm sure Tolborg's just happy just to sit there now and see if he can just get past him with the pits again. I wonder if Strauss will learn from the pit entry that Tolborg seemed to get last time around. That 41.
It's like
should pit next time around. Will Tolborg go in the pits this time?
Oh,
yes, he did! Oh, just got it stopped. Wow. Going for the undercut. He's going for the undercut. He knows he's got better tyre wear. This is going to work. This will win Tolborg.
Can work, yeah. But that maybe he did the same in the first stint with that pit entry, where he gained so much.
Yeah, that's perhaps what it is, because you can use all of the curving. Davison also.
Davis?
Yeah, Davison also. There he is, trundling down the lane.
Oh, he goes around.
That was quite a good idea to go around that way, actually, rather than the other way, because he knew Tolborg would be exiting soon. Didn't want to get in Tolborg's way. That was very quick thinking there for Toby Davis. And away goes Tolborg. Oh no, he's not going away. Now he goes away. Didn't get going at all. Will that cost him the lead?
Ripper.
Will that cost him? Because he
bucked it down there.
Not only did he not even get going for the pit lane, he's now stuck in behind Ripper as a result of that. Ripper's not going to let him go either. This is going to cost him. No, this is not going to win the race. It's going to be nip and tuck now as a result of that. Stuck in behind Ripper. Strauss has been loving this. Strauss knew about it, of course. He doesn't care right now. He's just trying to drive around the track as fast as he can and get to his pit stop. Look at him pushing. You could see that there. The attitude of the car through that corner. Pushing as hard as he could on those worn tyres. Into the pits also Davilar and McGregor.
He needs a perfect entry now. Also not going up.
Yeah, there he goes.
Oh,
just got it stopped. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Craig Lowndes-esque. Carter coming around also. So look out for where Strauss comes out, and Torborg's got
go.
past Ripper eventually, but it's going to cost him. It's going to cost him big time.
Cost him 2 seconds, something like that.
At least.
Let's go on
Strauss
board with Torborg. Let's see where he.
Let's see who comes out. There in the pits goes to Grief also. Grief was in 4th at the time of the pit stops. Obviously, he was back in 7th before the pit stops.
Oh, Strauss is gone.
Let's see if Strauss comes.
He was at the end of the pit lane, I think. There he is.
There is Strauss. He's not going to win the race. He should have won this. He should have won.
It's not over yet, but he didn't get third position with it.
Of course. He's way ahead of Toby Davis. Where's Toby Davis at? There is Toby. Carser just leave the pits now. Carser definitely made a gain there in the pit stop, it seemed like to me, because he's got cold tyres now for this. Oh, Slaver goes through! And Slaver goes off!
Down.
That was great footage there. Slaver goes through and then straight off again.
De Grief had a bad pit.
4th place.
De Grief had a bad pit stop.
Sorry, Ivo.
No, De Grief had a bad pit stop. 24 seconds.
Yeah, no, what happened? Don't know what happened there. Perhaps he decided to repair some bodywork. And Carter struggling on those cold tyres in the opening few corners. This is Slaver's opportunity. Down the inside, he dive there. No. Trying down the inside here. Oh, he's just so close. It's going to be fork. It's not going to work.
Set it up for the hairpin.
He's too close.
Set it up for the
Yeah, going to have to. Torborg is 0.8 a second behind Strauss. He should be ahead. He should be ahead. If you do the undercut, you have to be ahead. But of course, he has got better tyre wear than Strauss still. Oh, look at those two up there. Having a bit of fun. That must be Slade. It might be Dean, perhaps. Dean and Ruding. It is Dean. So Davis is 13 seconds now behind. He's really dropped off in the second half of this race. Carso 4 seconds behind. Schlemmer still can't find a way past.
Ooh, Ripper also bad pit stop.
Oh. Ripper bad pit stop as well. 23.7 seconds. That will help the Grief, of course.
Yeah, but that was almost 10 seconds. You just lose by pitting. You don't win it on the circuit.
No, you don't, unfortunately.
So.
I'm not sure he actually even did do a 23-second pit stop, because... Yeah, are we on replay? We're not on replay. Because he's not even in the pits at the moment. I'm not sure why it would say that, because he was half around the circuit by the time it said that, but never mind, maybe it was a bit of an error on the timing. Ruskers is into the pits also. And Mark Dean just coming out, 17-second pit stops, not good for him. Dave Allard back into 11th, where he was before. Gregor just ahead of him. Strana's just ahead of these guys, so these guys will come together later in the race, I'm pretty sure. Griffin should pull away from those guys. There's Ripper just ahead of him. VR, 10 seconds behind Schlemo now, so he's not had a good pit stop either. But Torborg and Strauss very close together indeed, and Torborg's hunting. Torborg is on the hunt.
It's so weird, because in the first stint Strauss was faster, and then every time Torborg was faster at the end of the stint. Just
shows the different ways to look after your tyres, doesn't it? Different setup as well. It's fascinating, really is.
But you think, of course, Strauss is faster, he's going to pull away, but in the end Torborg is gaining again.
Yeah, absolutely. And Strauss needs to get more than a 5-second gap to be safe here, you know.
Yeah. He
has to pull away, unless he looks after his tyres a bit better this time around.
Yeah, but it's only 1 lap difference, so it's really much, of course.
So Chris Butcher is also out of this race, by the way, and he's going to try and join us in the booth here. We'll have a quick chat with him. He's actually crashed in an accident as well, so we're looking forward to that on the highlights, Chris. So he'll join us in the booth, hopefully. Get him in here and get his verdict on this race and what happened to him. Always nice to hear from drivers during these... and Strauss dipping through those 2 back markers, they all scatter. One way then the other. Poor Defray had to mount the curb, do a bit of rallycross to get out of the way of Strauss. Obviously caught him out of his concentration zone. And now got Chris in the booth. Chris, what happened, buddy?
Well, I was running quite well at the beginning of the race, and I overtook Danny. And at turn after, I got a bit of a tap at the rear end, which wasn't too heavy, but it did a little bit of damage. And then later on, I was struggling with handling of the car a bit, and I took the front end off.
Oh yes, we did see that actually. Oh, into the pits again, Toby Davis. 1 second. Into the pits again, Toby Davis. Has he spared?
What?
What's up with him?
No, he's pitting.
He's got damage. Toby Davis has damaged his car. He's destroyed the front end of his car. What's happened to him, Chris?
I've no idea. I'm not even watching it, to be honest. I closed the game.
Not even watching it. Go and find out. He's in here. Go and find out.
I'll go and find out and then I'll come back then, yeah?
Okay, yeah, cheers.
Looks like you were right. Like saying you need to put the.
What's so disappointing for him though is it works. But look at that. Just that one small mistake he would have made and hit the wall, and he's now in 11th.
He said it was happening. That's why he says Strauss.
Jinxed him. I said Tolbog actually. I said Tolbog would win. So.
Yeah, but Dave's not winning.
No, so you failed. You failed, Ivo. You jinxed him.
Yeah.
What happened, Chris?
He did exactly the same as what I did.
At turn 4.
He got away with it. Turn 8.
Turn 8.
Yeah.
All right. So you sorry, you didn't get to your accident turn 8. Describe to us what happened.
Well, after all the damage, did you see the contact between me and Lennon?
No, we did not. No. Well, we saw you battling. Well, when Lennon tried to go past Johnson, and then you went past Lennon.
Yeah, and then later on, James let me through because I was quicker and I was trying to catch Orban in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
And Lennon just made to be honest, what seemed to be a really, really silly dive down the inside of me and James. Caught the back end of my car, spun me round. And then after that, the rear end was really slidey. A couple of laps later, I just caught the inside wall at turn 8 and it spat me out into the outside and killed the engine. Oh,
so that's what happened there, of course, the infamous turn 8.
Yeah, Toby's done a similar thing but got away with it.
Oh dear. So he's back in 14th now, of course, Toby. He was challenging, a strong podium there. So Carson now on the podium. Davis is way back, of course. So, been a difficult season for you so far, Chris. Whenever you come to Division 1, it's not gone well.
Not really, no. I think it's the league's telling me it wants me in Division 2, I think.
Evil point system, and it's what it is. You're not getting back out now.
Probably.
But good luck to you with the rest of the season, Chris, and unfortunately you're out of this race. We did catch your crash early on, by the way. We also catched you beaching the car and getting you stuck.
Yeah,
it was,
I didn't mean to do that. I was just trying to get out of the way.
we did think you meant to do it. But thanks, Chris, and hopefully you follow along with the rest of the broadcast. We've got about 15 laps to go here, so we'll follow the fight to the finish because there's a battle for both first and third.
Will do. Cheers, guys.
Yep. Cheers, Chris.
Yeah, it's Davis to 14, and Slade with almost the same thing. It's up to 15 there. Yeah. That shows battling for first position, but now battling for 14 and 15.
Yep.
One mistake.
Just those. This track is so punishing. It just does not reward anybody who just loses their concentration for a second. It does not reward bravery at all either. This track, it will just punish it.
And we have more of those tracks.
Yep. We do have plenty more of those tracks.
Sydney, maybe more difficult.
Absolutely, and that's later in the season, of course. Next track is Hidden Valley, and that's a ripper of a track. Really, there's plenty of open space there to not hit anything.
More enough.
And Tolbog is pressuring Strauss, and Strauss is going to be in trouble here because if Strauss's tyre wear is the same as it was in the last stint, then Tolbog's going to be all over him. And last season, what happened in 2011? Ivo, do you remember?
What with which race? Sorry.
Strauss, this particular event. It's a long time.
Oh yeah. No. I need to go. I'm famous for my memory, but this one I missed a little.
Strauss leading the race, and he was ahead of Ben Crooks.
Ben Crooks,
Ben Crooks was actually Jesper Tolbog's teammate last year. So we've got a bit of a symmetry there. And Strauss was ahead of Ben Crooks, pretty much like this, not quite as close as this, of course, for pretty much the entire race. Apart from a couple of sections where Ben made a mistake and Strauss came through, and then Strauss on the final lap made a big mistake down at turn 9. Yeah. Well, not a big mistake actually, it was more like half a second, but of course, because Ben was so close, Ben snuck through and took the win on the final lap. And I wonder if Strauss is wondering if that will happen again. If history will repeat itself.
The scenario is there.
It is, absolutely. It's all set up for a grandstand finish. Tolbog pressuring Strauss, just waiting for the opportunity. That's one of Tolbog's biggest strengths, as well as one of his weaknesses, I think. Not aggressive when he's passing other cars. He will just wait and bide his time and wait until the opportunity is there. And the opportunity was almost there. Great car control there from Florian Strauss. Is that Toby Davis ahead of those? There. Is that Toby Davis? It's one of the THR cars. Can't quite get a shot of it.
If it's yellow, then...
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
Toby
Davis.
Davis. That's what's happened. He lost a lap. Lost a lap. I wonder if Toby will help Jesper here.
I was just thinking the same. I think it's just waiting for a nice place.
oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
To the track. Yeah, I couldn't get out of the way.
Rear mirror was broken.
And see, Florian must be sick of this though. I got rid of Toby Davis. Got rid of him. It's like Groundhog Day for him. He's stuck between two THR cars again. That's the first stint. At least Torbog's got fresh tyres than those guys. Too far behind.
Yeah, it's so difficult to follow on car through. Oh, he's going for a dive. There he is.
Here's the pass.
But
Here's the pass.
No.
Strauss fights it back. Oh, sideways into the wall. Oh, Strauss has fallen a bit too hard. Got wide. I think that's going to be a racing incident where Strauss perhaps just came across a little bit too much.
Difficult one.
It was a difficult one, wasn't it?
Shame.
It was a
big dive.
It wasn't too big a dive, I wouldn't say.
Yeah, but he...
And here we go. And he's right on the inside. Strauss cuts back across, look. Oh, it's 6-2-3s, isn't it? There is Strauss cutting back across.
Shame he's on there.
There we go. Because Strauss has got another foot on the edge of there, though. He's obviously just gassed the car up a bit too much and come back across the front of Torbog. And that sent him into a spin. I couldn't blame Torbog there myself.
Yeah, does he have damage?
Let's have a look at Torbog's car.
No, I mean Strauss.
Oh, Strauss.
Does he hit the wall there? Okay, no, the bumper is there.
He's okay, just a small glance. Just a big dent in the front end there, look.
It's a shame.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
So, Jesper looks like he's on his way to a win. Of course, remember what happened last time? He was about 10 seconds ahead of the rest of the field.
He just forgot the corner.
Forgot where he was on the track and hit the wall, unfortunately. Not the wall in terms of concentration and endurance, wall as in terms of stone and concrete and smash and bang and rip your car to shreds. This is the big battle on track now.
Carser, yeah.
Carser and Schlemo. Battle between Strani and McGregor hasn't that has actually materialised. I tell a lie. Dave Allard's also behind these guys.
And De Grief and Ripper also close, I believe.
Yes, they are. So De Grief is going to have to pass Ripper once again, which is sick of this. He's got past him, was way ahead of him before the pit stops. Of course, he must have had a poor pit stop. Like you mentioned, 24 seconds. Ripper must not have had a poor pit stop, else he would have still been behind De Grief. So I think that was a bit of a false, perhaps a false stat from the plug-in. Lenny's not one lap down, by the way, guys. I think it's actually Toby Davis who's the first driver a lap down, is he? No, he's not, because of course it's been held up. Torbog's been held by the incident with Strauss. This is a big battle on track. Davis, Johnson and Ruskers. Of course, Johnson just joined the THR crew, so what will he do? Will he let the team boss through? And if Davis gets towards Lennon, will he exact any revenge on Lennon for what Chris Butcher felt was a poor move from the Scotsman?
But I think...
Here comes Davis. Davis. Johnson has to go through. Sensible driving.
No, he hopes so, but...
Of course, we've seen Jeffrey Ruskers against Chris Butcher, so we've actually got history against Chris Butcher between both Lennon and Ruskers in this season so far. And Davis is racing behind there, of course, and his team co-owner with Chris Butcher. So Davis should be able to get back into the 11th place here, but I think he's too far behind Peter Davillard to be able to get back into the top 10. That's a great win through there, Davis. Look at the suspension moving around. And Ruskers defends very hard indeed.
We know now Ruskers is a hard racer, so...
Yes. He's a hard racer.
Oh no, Toby just don't dive everywhere. Just take... You just need to set it up for one place. Don't dive everywhere.
Yeah, perhaps he's just trying to surprise Ruskers and try and get him off guard. It's not working so far. Orange Strauss 12 seconds out behind Jesper Torbog. I think he knows the game's up. There's no point pushing particularly hard.
Looks like
any mistake from Torbog will give him it. Yeah. Ripper and De Grief are close together as well. We'll try and check that out after this turn here. Because here comes Davis around the outside now of Ruskers, because that's always the risk of running around the outside. Oh, out of shape. Now we can got a tight line. Oh, he's still on the outside. Wow, still on the outside. Not a good place to be at all. Manages to survive. Here we go. Got to run. Oh no, not there either. So the car bounced down as he brakes. Ruskus just not giving way at all.
Good drive there from the corner from Davis.
You know what, I just stick it down the inside and say, you sort your problem out. I'm quicker than you. You blocked me for 2 laps, get out of my way. Oh, there we go! Get out of my way!
Don't jinx it.
Oh, get out of my way.
But I'm not
sure Davis could do much about that, to be honest, because once you're in the flow for that corner, not much you can do.
Johnson was
real at the back of him. Here comes Jesper Torborg to join the party. There he is. Goes past Ruskus. Ruskus gets much more gains than the lead when it comes to letting the leader come through, at least. Didn't exact any revenge on his teammates. I think Davis is just desperate not to go a lap down. That would be the worst thing for him. To be a lap down to his teammate, no less. And Carter and Slamo still very, very close, and look at how close this is. These two are just so evenly matched, both in terms of pace and tyre wear. Just locked together the entire race has been locked together.
Yeah, track position is key now, and
Ripper and De Grief still hard at battle again.
I must say, De Grief is doing a good job every race.
He is, yes. He's getting better and better, I think, De Grief as well.
Yeah. He's qualifying around top 10 to 12, 11, something like that every race, but then always moves up. I think last race was also P6,
yeah,
P7.
P6 last race, excellent results.
So, and he's already P9 in the standings, so it's good moving up. So
another P6 perhaps coming up here.
Hope he's enjoying himself, so maybe he'll get some more pace then.
Absolutely. And of course, Torborg will be leading this championship by 6 points if the results stay as they are, because there's a 3-point gap between first and second.
Yeah.
And he has a 3-point gap over Strauss at the moment. No standings. After two third places, should I say. Oh, Ripper, way on the grass. Go on. Oh, De Grief can't make it through. De Grief, well held. Almost drilled. The end of the pit lane, actually, there. Let's watch that on the replay. Trying to look at De Grief anyway. Yeah, there's a game called Wing. We like to look up the game called Wing, don't we, Ivo? On the grass, that's where it is, and Bosch. In the back of him goes De Grief. De Grief almost drilled. Actually, didn't see.
He's so lucky there.
Let's. In fact, De Grief has passed Ripper. Let's stay on board actually, because De Grief has passed Ripper. This is in the replay still.
No,
must be at turn 4. Definitely happens because on the standings he's ahead.
Looks like he's going too deep here then. Oh,
there he goes. Yeah, just caught the curb too much. That's what it looked like to me.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much. Through a go. Yeah, just on the curve too much, as you can see. What a great shot that is, actually. Did the suspension moving around.
Slippery, yeah.
On the curve just a bit too much, of course, unsettles the car, and wide he goes, and De Grief says, thank you very much, my hard work has all paid off. Back to live action, I'll just pull away from you, thank you. So, it's Ripper, it's McGregor and Davilar very close together. Is that Slade in the middle of all that? It is Slade. Slade's further down the grid than he was before, 19th now.
He needs a pit, or he did it already.
I'm not quite sure. Must have done it already, I think.
Really, yeah.
Here is Lennon and Davis now, and Davis is down the inside at turn 8. Oh, that was very close indeed. I'm pretty sure Davis felt that he was enough alongside Lennon there. Lennon was having none of it. That was again we've seen a couple of kind of too close to call kind of because you're supposed to be the lead driver has to be ahead of the A pillar of the inside driver, so it has to be ahead of the A pillar of the car ahead at the 150 metre mark at turn 8. Of course, it's very much touch and go because you're going pretty quickly. You can't be looking side by side all the time. He's seeing exactly where you are, and we've seen it again. I think it was Lennon last time around as well. Davis is trying his darndest not to get lapped by Jesper Torborg.
And this is
fast, Leno.
It's also the max you can get, Davis, top 11 place, because I think it is Duivelar is 30 seconds in front of him.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. Duivelar's down by turn 9, and Lennon's here he is. Oh, he's still ahead of Davis. Let's get sick of that. He's round by turn 6, so that's a long, long way, half the track really.
He's getting the blue flag out for sure.
Yeah, he would get the blue flag from Jesper Torborg. He's going to have to let him go.
There we go.
Let him go.
Yeah.
Hopefully, he's probably just hoping that Torborg
holds Lennon. 6 laps, so
6 laps to go. Torbo looks like he's heading for his
first
Virtual V8 Supercar win.
Finally.
And he has, not like he hasn't got very many of them. He's already got 22 in the Touring Pro Series. Just never had one in the V8s.
Yeah, so
one of the more surprising statistics, perhaps, in the database. Of course, if you go to TouringProSeries/Hall-of-Fame, or just go to TouringProSeries.com and click Hall of Fame on the top bar, you can check out the overall winners.
Oh, Gary, okay. Gary went wide there. Oh, he's pushing James Johnson.
Oh, he's off the track.
Yeah, he pushed him almost off the track.
Pits.
No, yeah, he pushed. Gary went wide after the hairpin there, and Davis and everything got through.
Let's get a replay of that, shall we?
And he almost pushed him around.
Side by side through here. Oh, look at that. Well held from James. Almost into the pits goes James. Recovers, back on track. No harm done. No harm, no foul.
It's a bit of a dirty move there. It's just.
Of course, it was a bit
scary.
A bit of a difficult place to be, I think, because it was side by side into that turn, and whoever's on the inside generally gets the better end of the deal. So it must have been. Is that Tom Davis pulling across the track?
It's
Levesque. Oh, because he was silver.
Same thing. Yeah.
Of course, Lennon was on the inside at turn 13. Not much place to go really, and Johnson's around the outside, and you couldn't see that Lennon did too much wrong there because he's stuck between a rock and a hard place. There's a curb on the inside, there's a car on the outside. Where do you go? Of course, it's a fast corner as well. on the brakes, and then you steer into the pit lane almost. Oh, Lennon! Oh, so close to that tyre bundle. Jamie Winkup style. Leading the race, here is Jeff Torborg. Got an 8-second lead over Florian Strauss. Of course, held up by this gaggle of cars involved with his teammates. Probably two of his teammates actually now. And his teammate in the point scoring, of course. Florian Strauss is in second. Third place is Tobias Clemens. Got past Peter Carter. After all that time of following that bloody battle, we've missed the pass. Never mind. Well done to Tobias. He's got past Peter Carter. My apologies to Tobias for not getting that. So we've got a great race from him. Fifth place, Francisco Villar. Sixth place. Here he is. Gregory de Reef. Another sixth place finish for him. It's getting better and better. I feel the podium coming on for him perhaps in the next few events. Seventh place, Simon Ripper. There he is. Right in behind David Yunt, whose car's looking worse for wear. Eighth place is Eric Strane, going for another eighth place. Ninth place is Ross McGregor. Is he in ninth place? He's indeed in ninth place. That's a great result, of course, because he picked up Toby Davis' position. I forgot about that. 10th place is Peter Tavelar. And Strane has managed to just keep ahead of Ross McGregor. I wonder if Ross McGregor can keep ahead of Peter Tavelar, though. 11th place, Toby Davis. 12th place, James Johnson. And James Johnson would be quite pleased with that, actually, considering he's not gone particularly well so far this season. His first foray into Server 1, and he's come in 12th. 13th place, Gary Lennon, looking back quite far back now. Another 4 laps to go. 14th place, Jeffrey Ruskas. 15th place, Bruno Ferrari. He'll be very pleased with that indeed. I mean, that's very impressive, isn't it?
Yeah, just like I said,
improved massively over the last few months.
Yeah, just getting used to the cars, of course. But like I said, where you see a lot of guys hitting the wall and getting into incidents here, he just started at the back of the grid, but just moved up, just keeping his nose clean. His car looks nice, also. So
it doesn't look like there's many bumps on it, and we tell everybody before the races, keep it clean, have nice clean pit stops,
of course.
Keep it clean, you get a great result. Nobody listens. Nobody listens.
Of course, it's difficult sometimes to do if you have a big pack of 4 cars hunting you down. But
but nobody ever listens, do they? I don't know whether we can tell them. 16th place is David Yunt. There he is. 17th place is Corey Slade. He's going to get David Yunt before too long, I'm pretty sure. 18th place is Danny Asbury. He might get David Yunt also. He's got that huge damage. 19th place is Tom Ailey. So those two teammates, 18th and 19th. So it's not been a great race at all for ADR Nocturne. 20th place, Adrian Holm. Of course, he had that incident very early on, and that's compromised the rest of his race. He's actually recovered quite well, considering he was dead last. 21st, Ike Rodin. 22nd, Mark Dean. 23rd, Ilya Bracalo. Another incident-packed race for Ilya, the Croatian. 24th, William Levesque. It's really been a disastrous couple of events for William Levesque. Of course, that new race rig not leading to a little bit of comfort, perhaps missing there, a little bit of instinct.
That's it. You just get rid of it.
Yeah.
Sell it.
I'm sure he'll be much better in the long run, but of course in the short term you do lose a few bits of speed, and it's the comfort and the instinct that you lose. 26th, Mate Orban. 27th, Andres Lover, still soldering on. some 4 laps down, not 5 laps down, he's 4 laps down. So was Matteo Ban. Matteo Ban really had a bit of difficulty somewhere, and Corey Slade has dropped position to both Danny Asprey and Tom Elias because he's spun at turn 8. 20th now is Corey Slade. And see if we can get that on replay. Perhaps no, we can't get it on replay.
That's an RC. Yeah.
That's him. There we are. That's him.
That's him. Yeah.
That's him. That's his wreckage, I think. Kind of at the same time as he's really hit the wall very hard there. Well, he's lost all front bumper as well. There, front bumper magically appears and reappears. Oh, he's had a terrible race. Challenging. He was leading the race for some 5 or 6 laps. on for a nailed-on 4th position, and now he's way down the field into pit again. Maybe what Bracala's like, and that because he'll get a position. Levesque might get the position if he manages to keep it on the track. Let's go back to the battle for 8th position. Oh, because Ripper's dropped. Oh, we've missed all this as well. I apologise for this. We missed all this as well. Ripper is back to 10th. He was in 7th. He lost position to Strani, McGregor, Davila, and there's Ripper. So I wonder if part of that wreckage at turn 8 is also his as well. Not quite, no. He's not losing anything.
He has a bumper again, so.
Oh, Davila through on McGregor. There we go.
There he is.
The move made, finally. And Davila's a bit like Tolborg, got plenty of pace at the end of his stints.
They're doing this.
Past Lamo! Costa past Lamo!
That just happened there.
Oh, we've missed both times.
That just happened, I think.
Yeah. Let's try and see a replay. No, we can't see it. It was 1.8 seconds apart, so it's not going to happen, unfortunately. But,
I think Slamo made a mistake.
Must have done, because he had a gap. Unless his tyres have just gone straight off, because he's losing time hand over fist now as well. But Torborg is coming around to start his final lap. Let's quickly check the other battles are kind of finished. They are kind of finished, yeah. Nicolas got ahead of McGregor. Ripper's a bit further back. David's not going to catch these guys, of course. Neither is Johnson. So I'm going to watch Torborg for the final lap of this race. Not going to be the grandstand finish we hope for, but it has been a great race from Jesper Torborg.
He will take it if he takes the win.
Yes, he will. If he just all he needs to do is just lap around the track at 1 minute 25 and he'll win comfortably. No need to push anywhere whatsoever. He'll be on. I'm sure actually he's often known as the Iceman, but sure he'll be really nervous actually the last couple of laps because he knows what happened in the city. He knows what happened at Oran Park when he had pole position and dunked it on the first corner.
Yeah, it's always going to be in disconnection still. And
don't say that.
Don't say that. That's what I always think, but then I have a good result or something and think, last lap I think, probably get into disconnection now or something.
Somebody's left a bumper in the middle of the straight there, it's standing on its end. But Torborg, I mean, it's been an amazing drive from Torborg, really has.
Levesque is out then.
Levesque is out?
Yeah, then
dearie me.
Didn't finish.
And so is Ailey out. Ailey's out of the race as well, so some drivers dropping right in the last laps. Where is Levesque out? No, it's Ailey that's out, not Levesque.
It says, on live races, it says on live race Levesque first, but not anymore now. Okay. Weird.
It says Ailey in the rFactor, so.
Okay.
So, Jesper Torborg going to finish this race. I wonder if we'll let Toby Davis go through, just in case there's an accident ahead of him. No, he's not. He is.
No, he is. Yeah, I think he is, but maybe he has not enough fuel.
Torborg wins! Great win from Jesper Torborg. The Iceman finally wins a Virtual V8 Supercar race, and he adds to his multitude of TPS wins. That's his 23rd in 95 races. He'll be very, very pleased with that. Congratulations to him. Really, a superb performance. Second place, Florian Strauss. He'll be a little bit disappointed with that at the end of it, but I'm sure, actually, if you offered him second place at the start of the race, he would have been fairly happy with second place, considering the disaster, in inverted commas, at the final event. And Carson and Slade were very close once again at the end. There they are. Fifth place, Francisco Villar. He'll be very pleased with that. Great consistency. Sixth place, Gregory Duguay. Another sixth place for the 2010 champion. And he is returning to form, I think. The speed is gaining in him.
Yeah, that's the same as Villar. I think those are the really guys to watch the coming
events. Oh, Davila got Strani! Davila got Strani on the final lap. Eighth place Strani. Was it fuel? He's slowing right down.
Can be fuel, yeah.
Perhaps he just ran out of fuel and had to go slowly for the final few corners because he's got him. Well, McGregor didn't gain on Strani. That's very strange. Either way, Davila was 7th. He'll be pleased with that at the final lap. Strani 8th. 9th, McGregor. 10th, Simon Ripper. He's parked to the side of the road as well. 11th place, Toby Davis, a lap later than Jesper Torborg. 12th place, James Johnson. 13th, Gary Lennon. 14th, Jeffrey Ruskus. 15th, Bruno Ferreira. He'll be very pleased with that, considering it's his first time in Division 1. That's a great result for him, really it is. Because the best result before by a first-time Division 1 driver was McGregor at Barbagallo, which I think was 17th. So Ferreira to be in 15th, that's an excellent result for him. 16th place, David Johnson. 17th place, Danny Asbury. A miserable event for him after a great qualifying in the top 10. 18th place, Adrian Hull. Managed to gain 2 positions in the end. From that 20th, we were following him earlier. Excuse me. 19th place, Ike Roding. 20th place, Mark Dean. 21st, Ilya Bricalo. 22nd, William Levesque. And 23rd, the last of the finishers, is going to be Nicky Defray. We lost Tom Ailey, 24th, to a DNF. Corey Slade course finish as well, 25th. Anne Orban and Loeffler, 26th and 27th. And we lost Butcher, Madazewski and Schroten. Schroten on the second lap. So, that is the roundup for you guys. Going to be joined now by some of the drivers, but we'll be right back after this.
GamePod, the ultimate race rig for those serious about sim racing. Puts you in the driver's seat with all the controls at your fingertips. Be number 1 on the road, in the race, in the game. GamePod, the choice of champions.
So now we're going to be joined by some of the drivers in this event, and we are joined, of course, by the race winner. Well done to Jesper. Round of applause for you, Jesper, and that was a great win for you. Finally getting that Virtual V8 Supercar win that's been, surprisingly elusive for you. Jesper?
Yeah, finally.
Finally got that win. And when you were stuck in behind Corey and you were getting balked, you almost got past. did you fear that perhaps Strauss would get away from you, or did you always think you had it, the tyres in hand?
I wasn't quite sure if I could caught him back, but yeah.
But yeah, you sound quite tired, Jesper.
I am.
You are tired. It's a long race, and although it's quite a short track in terms of lap time, it's very physical, isn't it? Very demanding.
Yeah, very hard. You can easily end your race.
Yeah, absolutely. And describe to us what happened from your perspective with Florian. Looked like a racing incident to us, didn't it, Ivo? How did you see it, Jesper, when you passed him for the lead?
Well, I went for a surprise attack very late on the break, but still capable of making the turn, and then I just think Strauss spun on the curb.
Yeah, he didn't actually even hit the curb. He just got a bit too much power. That's what we thought what happened. Got a bit too much power and just came back across the front of your car, unfortunately. And unfortunately, not able to hold it and stay ahead of you. So, congratulations on your first win. How do you rate your chances at this championship? Because you're going to lead the championship now by 6 points.
Well, pretty good, but there's still a long way to go.
Oh, forever diplomatic, Jesper. I should have said, yes, I'm going to win. I'm going to win everything, if nobody else.
He doesn't want to jinx it, so.
Well, very well done to you, Jesper. I'm sure, I know you're known as the Iceman, you're very cool, but I'm sure it was nervous in those last few laps because of what happened at Sydney. So, well done to you.
Yeah, thank you.
And now we're going to move on to Mr. Strauss. Florian, that's a much better show than at Barbagallo, of course. But again, turn 9 and Adelaide, and leading the race has not been kind to you.
Seems to be that would never be a big love with turn 9.
No.
My target was to manage the tyre much better than in Barbagallo.
Mm-hmm. Which you did.
Yes, but there seems to be still some work to do, but why Jesper was still a lot of a hell faster in the end of the stint.
Mm-hmm. From your perspective, what happened? When Jesper passed you, of course, before the race, as we were saying, we thought it was a racing incident. But what did you think of that?
Oh, I tried to accelerate very fast, and the car spun.
Yeah, that's what we thought of those from across the front of Jesper. So nice to know there was some sporting there. I mean, it was a great performance from Jesper as well. I mean, you had Corey Slade kind of in the mix also. And when Toby Davis pulled away at the start of the race, Florian, were you a bit worried at all?
You never know how long he can do fast laps, but I thought I maybe catch him in the end, and so.
I mean, and how difficult is it in those situations just to manage your own race rather than try and drive as fast as the people around you? Try and trust your own pace and how fast you're going and how your tyre wear's working.
Well, no, he only could I think manage to get about 2 seconds. So I wasn't too much worried for me.
So you were never tempted to push a lot harder. You always, you find it quite easy just to manage your race and run the race at the pace that you had decided to go at.
Since Barbagallo, I have to change not so much on setup, but a few things on my hardware. So
right.
I lost a bit of my speed, I think.
Right.
On one lap or the race, I can't go as fast as I maybe was in last season, but my tire wear is even much better, so it's a compromise for me.
Yeah, you know how I felt in Clio's. And so congratulations to your second race, your second place, Florian. Of course, it's second place again here at Adelaide, and it's not been kind to you, but I'm sure actually before the race, after the kind of disaster at not disaster at Barbagallo, but of course not up to your usual high standards, that you pleased just get back on the podium here.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm very happy. I won once, so it would be nice to win, but Jesper was the better man today, and congrats to him.
Okay, well done, Florian. We're going to also get a word with Mr. Toby Davis.
Hello.
Going really well, first stint. Going really well halfway through the second stint, and then boom, drop off, and then of course the mistake at turn 8, which Chris Butcher actually came in to tell us about.
Yeah, I pushed really hard early on. I wanted to try and get a gap to Strauss, and also I wanted to just try and force them into pushing as hard as I was. And I was trying to keep the gap at 2 seconds, but that early pushing and then a kind of mismanagement of tyre wear and focusing too much on the gap meant that I just ruined my tyres. And I had to pit. I was trying to pit on lap 17, 18, and you're supposed to go to lap 21, so... Yeah, I'd messed that up, and then of course that put me on the back foot anyway, so the best I could have done was third.
Yeah.
And then of course, smashed into the barrier. But
what happened? I mean, in the first stint, your tyre wear wasn't it wasn't terrible. I mean, you dropped back in behind, but it wasn't terrible. You were like 5 seconds behind perhaps, and then of course you caught back up with the undercut with the 1 lap early pitting. But what happened in the second stint? Because you dropped back some 13 seconds behind before you pitted.
I'd already hit the wall once actually, Ryan, and I was 5 miles an hour slower in a straight line. So I thought because I know slight bodywork damage is only about 4 or 5 seconds. It actually added 6 seconds on, but it didn't repair it properly. So that was a gamble that didn't work.
Fair enough, right? So of course you had that big accident again at turn 8, which you were actually lucky with, according to Chris, because Chris did exactly the same thing and destroyed his car.
Yeah, I only took the splitter off really. I hit the inside wall, which put me into the outside wall and then sent me into a half spin, but. Yeah, I was lucky that I just took the splitter off, but that's 41 seconds of damage repair and it's game over then. But at the end of the day, at least I got pole and fastest lap is always something I like to get, so I got
absolutely, but no points for those, Toby.
No, I know, but
you just want to be in the Hall of Fame, basically, don't you?
You see, Ryan, I'm in this championship more for fun. I don't think I could ever mount a proper championship challenge, and of course I'm missing 1 round as well because of real life commitments. So. But well done to Jesper.
You also just saw that you're not level with, but you are now level with me on fastest laps.
Yeah.
So you've done more races than me, so you're still below me.
Now I'll go back to being slow. That's how it works. but I just want to say well done to Jesper because I think both me, if I'd have had a clean run, me or Jesper definitely would have been up there with Strauss. Throughout the race. So it's good to see a THR car on top of the podium.
It was a great performance from THR, especially THR Orange anyway. Not quite so good for THR Red, unfortunately. But for THR Orange, I mean, you pulled out of the bag once again. I mean, it's becoming, it's been not boring isn't completely the wrong word. It's becoming very very normal almost for you to just be running at the front all the time.
Yeah, we've put in a lot of effort this season, getting all the car setups done and making sure the whole team is with us with that regard and doing practice and so on. To get James in, he's helped out a little bit with the setups and so on, and he did a decent job today, and I'm sure he'll improve as the season goes on. He's getting used to the cars again, of course. So yeah, as a whole, THR is doing well, and that's why I'm not smashing my headset up right now.
Right, thank you, Toby. Thank you for your debrief of your race, and a quick chat to Petter Carter, who had another solid run, Petter, but not quite enough to challenge for an actual outright win.
No, I think I had practiced a bit too little for this race. I managed to actually hit the wall on the first lap. Turn 6, I think.
Never good.
A bit too late, so probably lost some pace in the car due to that as well.
Well, you've been challenging for podiums all season long, of course, but they've not quite had the pace to challenge for an actual win. Never threatened to take an overall win. I mean, what do you think you need to do to step it up and start challenging for the top step of that podium?
Actually, just to start practicing a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
So far, I haven't practiced that much.
Okay.
And actually, I'm not that far from using default setup, actually.
Oh, fair enough. Toby, help him out, brother.
No, he's too good.
The default setting is nice.
And so yeah, that's hopefully you progress throughout the season, Petter. And you had a great battle with Tobias again.
Yeah.
I mean, you had a great one at Barbagallo. I mean, for the first half of the Barbagallo race, and then again here today. We didn't actually catch what happened. Schlemo passed you late on, and then you passed him again, even later.
Yeah, he touched the rear of my car into turn 9, so I spun.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Naughty Tobias.
So when I had to turn the car back, that pretty much destroyed the rear tires. So the car was very difficult to drive after that.
Yeah.
But luckily Tobias let me pass. So.
Oh, so that's nice of Tobias. Good Tobias, not naughty Tobias.
Yeah.
We'll have a quick. Sorry, go on, Petter.
I also think he actually just let me get third place because he really slowed down after that. Yeah,
perhaps just to obviously be a bit more gentlemanly. And well, congratulations, Petter. That's actually your first podium of the season after a 5th and a 4th and now a 3rd. So by round 5, you should have a 1st place under your belt.
Yeah, hope so.
So good luck for the rest of the season, Petter. It's good to have you in the series and flying the flag for Torrent as well.
Thank you.
And now a quick word finally with Tobias. We've not heard from Tobias this season so far. I mean, Tobias, by this stage last season, you'd actually won a race, but overall, it's been a stronger start to this season than it was last season.
Yeah, actually, I expected a bit more from this race, especially. Florian again showed that he has a tremendous speed. I don't know how he managed to actually pull into the what was it, first or second row.
It was in the.
I never managed to get the qualifying right.
Mm-hmm.
And the race went good. Obviously had a tough battle with Peter.
Mm-hmm.
All race long. Again, sorry that I spun you in turn 9. But after that, my car wasn't that good anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Probably collected some damage, and the tires shot. Very difficult.
Yeah, I mean, last season, Tobias, you were one of the very best at managing your tyres. We saw that in Oran Park and at Eastern Creek. How are you finding it this season with the upped level of competition?
It's not so different. Actually, I managed the tyres quite good until I spun Petter.
Lesson learned is don't spin other drivers.
Yeah, bad idea.
So thank you, Tobias, and good luck in the rest of the season, because you've had a better start to the season overall. I mean, obviously you won this round last year at Melbourne in the 3rd round, but it's a better result than it was at Adelaide last year, of course, Tobias, because you were 10th, I think, last year. So a 4th place is definite move forward. So thanks for you for joining us, and wish you luck in the rest of the season. Hopefully you'll be at the front soon, challenging for wins, getting rid of Florian and Toby and Jesper from taking all the wins.
Thanks.
So. thanks to all the drivers for joining us in the booth and also for entertaining us all race long. Sorry, I just got distracted by a bit of chat there. Can you just shush, please, guys, for a minute while I'm finishing the broadcast? Get out the interview booth. Go on. And thanks to all the drivers for entertaining us, and thank you to all the spectators for watching as well. Of course, thank you to all of our supporters. GamePod.co.uk, of course, the biggest supporters that we have. Race Department for hosting our forum. Inside Sim Racing TV for featuring us on their shows. And also, of course, to Live Racers, SimSync Pro, ORSM, of course, for even providing the mod. To the guy who originally created this track, Wizzer, for providing the base for this track. To me, for modding the track and making it raceable in 2011. And of course, get that in. And of course to Ivo for joining me in the booth. Unfortunately, Keith couldn't be here today, so hopefully he'll be here next week. He's very unreliable, of course, isn't he, Ivo? So we won't count on him. But thanks to everyone for watching, and you'll be able to view the highlights of this race sometime next week, hopefully, and you'll also be able to watch this broadcast in full in around about 3 or 4 hours' time once YouTube processes the 2.5 hour long video. Until the next race, which is in 2 weeks' time at Hidden Valley, which is, of course, the 8th of June. Until then, have a good couple of weeks, and we'll see you then.
GamePod, the ultimate race rig for those serious about sim racing, puts you in the driver's seat with all the controls at your fingertips. Be number one on the road, in the race, in the game. GamePod, the choice of champions.